The college football experience conference championship preview and picks episode. The Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code. That is TCESGPN. So do that and let it ride.
This is Coach June Jones, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience conference championship preview and picks. You're looking live. Let's go. Shout out to the chat, youtube.com/the college experience. Jump on over there. Hit that like and subscribe button because, man, there's just not enough games this weekend. All right. There's just not enough games this weekend. We're going to get to all the action and all that. We got coaching news. I mean, look, I feel like I'm afraid to open Twitter every day. All right. I'm just afraid to open Twitter with how much news comes in nonstop. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, AKA Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Oh, boy. Currently sweating out a Rice, Texas State game. Nothing like a old San Marcos, Houston battle.
Yes.
Got some other games going on, but the Rice one I might have accidentally put a little more money on it than I anticipated. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the College Basketball Experience. We'll be going live later tonight, talking all of tomorrow's action. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governor, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Monetline Mac. What's up, man?
What's up, man? You know, they don't run the triple on the basketball court, so you don't have to put extra on it.
That's true. They were burning us late in the year in football, man. We kept going back like an old girlfriend, right? You just kept going back, calling that number, right? Even though she's shitting in your face. You know what I mean? Just
I think her name was Lindsey Wilson was her name.
Yeah, Lindsey Wilson. You got to watch. We're also joined by a third man in the booth, and he was off Rice early. He said, I'm done with this Rice bullshit. All right. Give it up for the host of the Bottom Line Bob's podcast. Some know him as Scumbagger Vance. Some know him as the Bet Detective or the Man in the Box. CJ Sullivan, how are you, buddy?
Good. What's up, fellas? I think if Penn State takes another week, they're going to have to get a service academy coach and run the triple option or something. They're going to have to switch something up. It's hilarious what's going on over there. And congratulations to you, Colby, for Pat Fitzgerald getting a job. I know that made you very happy.
He deserved it. You know, he deserves. I mean, I thought Jonathan Smith got fired a little too early, though. But
yeah, I don't think they're replacing him with anything, really, to be honest with you. But it's just funny. It's just funny that he would have been perfect for Penn State, but they're like, well, we don't really want to steer up that old, Sandusky thing there with a Shrek fucking, and you know what I mean, mix the two together. We kind of just got out of that.
Like a flying squirrel, they say is good fun these days. Hey. All right.
Listen, he got hosed on that. We all know that.
Hold on, we should talk about that. I think part of what makes college football so great is the fan bases, right? Mm-hmm. And it's been a tough week for college football with the playoff and the shit coming out of the.
Yep, he froze up a little bit. I know what he's about to say. He was going to.
Penn State fans, did we just lose connection?
You froze a little bit. I, for one, love everything that's coming out of that Lane situation, by the way. So I just love how everyone just forgets immediately who he is, and then they get instantly reminded. And I just love when someone goes up there and constantly lies to get himself out of the current situation they're in with no vision of where they're going to be 20 minutes from now. Like they try to run me off the road. Oh, that's awful. Okay, no one's going to check up on that, right? No police or anything like that. The police like, yeah, that never fucking happened. What the hell is he talking about? And then like, yeah, the players, man, they really wanted me to coach them, and it's just thinking like, you're not going to check up on that as well. No, we're going to ask the players. They're still there. They said you're a liar.
I mean, multiple players have spoken out saying he said a bunch of bullshit to the media.
He's a liar. It's what he is. He's a con man. He's an absolute fucking liar.
Look,
it's
Al
hilarious.
Davis is a Citadel man. All right. Al Davis, I think actually called him a con man exactly to those words. Yeah. I'm on team Al Davis. Look, Al Davis, you could say whatever you want about Al Davis, but I will say, like, to me, sometimes he could be too much of a straight shooter. You know what I mean? So that's why he got into it with Roselle. Yeah. Rest in peace to the great Al Davis.
Been in the league for 30 years. But yeah, even when the hot yoga girlies are coming after you,
I know
they're a dirtbag.
Damn.
That was great. He would fart and then pass it off on a girl. He would bitch about the playlist. He's doing jumping jacks while everyone's in baby position. This creep ball, and he got student ID discount.
Downward dog. He didn't like the old downward dog.
No, he didn't like the downward dog. Yeah, and he rented a dog, Dart, whatever the fuck it was. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, and I know. No, he was the first to do the Herb Street, I think, where he just had golden retrievers on the football field and shit for people to like him.
Yeah,
that's a power move these days. You get a couple golden retrievers. Right, you hit social media heavy with those.
Well, he clones them like Tom Brady. He just clones those goddamn dogs. But there was video of that of Dart, the Ole Miss dog Dart biting at Lane like during practice. He's trying to act like he's fighting. He goes, "Hey, what happened to your training?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's not his dog." What happened to your training?
No, what I was gonna say though, because I mean, look, we have so many different topics in college football. It is a bad stain on the sport. I think some of the shit that you have all these games with coaches gone, but Penn State message boards have been fucking hilarious to just go down because they can't believe they thought they had Kalani Sitake and they didn't even. And what's great is at first they didn't even want Kalani Sitake, but then after all the other candidates came, like, we got to get Kalani Sitake, and they underestimated. And Mac, we've hit on this. Like, they done fucked up when they put BYU in the Power 5, right? When you put BYU in the Power 5 with that money. What was it? The CEO of Crumble. Yeah, I mean, I had no idea that was $1 billion company. By the way,
they got Asian Mormons coming out of the woodworks. you got Asian Mormon money. You are cooked.
Well, I mean, yeah, he comes in right away with what? I mean, they were going to offer him $100 million, and he's just like, yeah, that's not happening. We're keeping him, and then offers him 10 to 15. Part of the deal reported, because they're a private school, you don't really know, is that part of this deal to bring Kalani Sitake back was 10 to 15 million above the rev share, which is a lot of fucking money every single year. $10 to $15 million on your roster besides the rev share money. That is pretty substantial. But what's great is some BYU fans sent the athletic director at Penn State a bunch of those cookies.
Yeah,
on Uber Eats or whatever. So I mean, there's college football is fantastic, but
James Franklin broke out a box of those.
I saw that too. I mean, that's the best part of all this shit. I mean, Penn State. What are they going to do here?
Worth noting that the other CEO of Crumble is like a huge Utah State donor too. So like, don't let them in the Power 5 either.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, well, they're going to the Pac-12. Yeah, I mean, well, just in general in the office, but that's kind of how these things start. It's like, no, I threw this money into BYU. Oh yeah, fuck you. I'll throw this money into Utah State. Right? Put us on the schedule. I dare you to put us on the schedule. I mean, that's kind of. I've read a few books on Texas college football. That's kind of what happens. Historically, to a bunch of those schools is they just getting big, they're on the golf course. They're just hammering like, fuck you. I'll give, they're old tycoons. They're saying, Baylor's going to beat you this year. I'm like, I'll give them fucking $20 million right now. And that's kind of how it goes. But Bad Detective. So who's going to coach the Penn State Nittany Lions, you think?
Roethlisberger threw Tomlin's name out there today on a podcast. Why not get Mike Tomlin up there to if you want to middle of season and not win a national championship, he can handle that, no problem. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's still some names out there to get, but it's not looking good, especially because like they're recruiting. What was it, dead last? It came out in the ranked number because no one signed them.
Well, and Franklin flipped like almost every guy.
Of course.
You see who else swept right in? Rich Rod. Zach Alley was over there tweeting. It was also a jab at Pitt. He goes, "The best players in PA come to Dub V."
Yeah.
I was just laughing my ass off. I go, "This is great." Shit on Pitt while also shitting on Penn State because they got no coach.
They should go for Brian Kelly.
And they've had all year to do this. Brian Kelly actually wouldn't be bad.
That's what I'm saying. That should be the guy. They should go
get
Brian Kelly.
Ole Miss should hire Brian Kelly.
Yeah, but instead they went with Pete Golding, right?
I know. That was such an emotional fucking. We got her loyal. We're gonna do this interim. Not even give him a chance to shit the bed first, will you?
To be honest, they should just promote Koltonicky and see if he's the guy.
You might as well. Right?
Last year.
Or their interim. Their interim's actually what's his name? I'm drawing a blank of his name right now, but he's
they talked about him.
He's done a good job considering all things considering. But yeah, I mean the coaching carousel is fucking insane. We saw Kansas State. We'll address that probably on a different episode. But Kansas State and UA. Well, he's a Pennsylvania guy. Yeah, he's a Pennsylvania guy. Yeah. So Matt Campbell would be another one. I mean,
home run, but he ain't going.
Why not?
He loves Iowa State.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, enough money can change people, right? But
didn't the fucking Bears offer him the job?
The Lions did. The Bears offered Fitzgerald and turned it down.
And USC offered Matt Campbell the job once upon a time too. Like, I think he would have left already. Although he'd be a perfect fit. He'd be a perfect fit at Penn State.
They're gonna panic. I can see him go. I can see him like just throwing the money at Dan Mullen or someone like that and just fucking bring him in. I mean, like you gotta swallow it now. I mean, you're an embarrassment. You have to do something big,
Whoa! Danny Dumpshit giving us $100. Can Bet Detective repeat? Yeah, we're gonna get the look. There's a limited amount of games, so Bet Detective. What he doesn't know is he's on the fucking roller coaster. When you're on the roller coaster, you don't get off halfway. So we're loading him up all this shit. You're paying $100 for that answer. They want that answer, Bet Detective. You're gonna run from this?
Danny Dumb Shit, I love you every week. Shout out, just an amazing fan, amazing contributor. But you always come up a penny short of my Dub Club fees. And I don't know how many times I got to tell you this, but NAIA analysis is 100 even and not a penny less. And I mean that when I say not a goddamn penny less.
To be fair, I think that's $100, and YouTube just takes 1 cent every time. Because you
got to figure that out with the big men upstairs. That's
when
not
you
me.
go to try to do it in the chat. The options are even numbers, so I'm pretty sure the big.
I think they
upstairs,
take more than 1 cent. By the way,
but I think they do that right off the top. They just take that right before anybody even sees it.
Interesting. I'd like to find that out actually. If people could report what they're putting in and what it's coming up on the screen.
Yeah. Thank you, Danny.
That'd be good ammunition to go with the other higher ups.
Yeah. All right.
Because if YouTube just take a cut immediately?
I mean, I don't know that answer. I think so though.
This is me talking to Danny Dumb Shit. Right?
Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah, Danny, did you drop 100 or 99.99? These are the questions we need to know. All right. YouTube takes your tips. What the fuck? Old man Hasty says, I mean, a penny. A penny here, a penny there.
Yeah.
All right, Friday. Let's jump into this action. Anything else you want to say on the coaching front? Chris Kleiman stepped down at Kansas State. We'll get to that.
Big stuff. Yeah. What do you think about Dan Mullen at Penn State?
I mean, he's a Pennsylvania guy, so I mean, I don't think the fans would love it though. I think the fans would want something like splashier, but you're taking Florida's retread. Yeah, but the fans are morons. So you know any fan base is they're like, oh, Florida fired him. Why the hell are we gonna get him? Right?
Yeah.
But no, he would be good. He'd win a lot of games, I think. There. I don't know if he would get over the Ohio State, crisis that they've had where they've won once in like 20 years. I feel like 15 years.
Yeah. What'd you think of Colin Klein going back to K-State? I love it.
I mean, I was surprised Kleiman, but dude, you see what happens? You throw money into the program. You could just see Kleiman. He's only like 57 years old or something. He's like, fuck this. Right? He's like, I just feel like he had to deal with Avery Johnson and Dylan Edwards and a few, and like, I just sensed it throughout the year that it just seemed like he hated his job, right? Like this year more than ever. Like it just seemed. Now I'm curious because he's so young. Do you take a year off, 2 years off, regroup, and get back into football? I don't know because it's a totally different game than what he signed up for 20 years ago. But yeah, Bet Detective, your thoughts on Chris Kleiman calling it quits? Well, you can't retire at 57, can you?
No, that's always just a step down. I mean, he's probably has something in the works there. But sorry, I was distracted by the chat there, and got to give a shout out to Patty Ice. You said we shouted out his cousin, Landon Collins, first career touchdown. We were looking for that anytime touchdown price.
Oh, yeah.
It binked. We gave it out as a special bonus play here. And, shout out to Patty Ice and Landon Collins. Amazing.
And shout out to those Navy midshipmen on Thursday for winning on the money line. Right? We had a pretty good week, I thought, overall. I mean,
The regular season ended as far as the contest goes, as we know.
Did you guys finish ahead of us?
Well, we might have snuck ahead by a few hundred slots in the rankings. Sure.
We went 5-1-1 again. We did 5-1-1 back to back. We started throwing ties out there. We started skyrocketing up the rank.
Ever since TMZ dumped the Gatorade in their 7-0 week and talked down on us from their balcony, they shit the bed and absolutely crumbled down the stretch and quit like the Florida Gators.
We didn't have the freedom to play Air Force and all these other great plays. You know what I mean? Where they're off the reservation, except for that one time Kramer just randomly went off the reservation and then expected us to be cool with it.
But that's what happens. You hit the transfer portal, you got to play by their program, but they're paying you the big bucks for that. That's why down here in the MAC, we got the whole board wide open for us. The real college football.
This is the we're not the VIP. You got to wait for the real picks on the
Wednesday.
Yeah,
we're not playing iron bowls and fucking shit. We're getting down and dirty.
Well, I mean, since you're bringing it up, we did have a couple battles last week, didn't we?
All right, sure.
All right, I could have swore you guys went on Georgia against Georgia Tech, right?
Oh man, did Georgia not give
didn't I
shit
cover
about,
and beat
Georgia
you guys
not
there?
give a shit
that game
about
sucked.
That game.
I didn't watch that game.
Didn't you guys take Nebraska and I took Iowa? Could have swore.
I was on Nebraska.
Hey.
But you guys did have Miami against Pitt. I did eat shit there.
And?
So, yeah.
And
Texas, Texas A&M, yeah.
Put them in the playoff. It would be a disservice to the sport if you did not put the 3-loss Texas Longhorns in the playoff.
God.
How about this fucking moron spokesman who hired Silverfish for Arkansas, right? What's his name? I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. This fucking AD gets up there and he's sitting there talking about Alabama. Well, you saw that he quoted the 4th down conversion as the reason why. The reason why they jumped Notre Dame. Auburn's a 5-7 team we're 1-7 in conference. They fired their head coach. Did you see that 4th down? They got that 4th down. So we thought we should hop them over Notre Dame, who won by 40 over there on the farm in Palo Alto. What?
I wish that committee show was every night. I want to hear them explain their jackassery every single night with their logic. It's hilarious.
His name is Hunter Yurachek, and I think we found him. He wants to speak to this.
As far as what my votes are and what my process is, I wake up early in the morning after covering a game late in the night before. Don't want to go too much into my process or logic, but I will say I appreciate.
She's actually better than him.
She is a little bit better because then he also said this, which I rewound many times. I should have pulled the video for the show. I forgot, but he said, "Well, the reason why Vanderbilt is staying pat is they don't have a ranked win. That's because they just won by 21 against the ranked team the week before. I mean, what? It's like, so yeah, they don't have a dominant win. Well, wait a second.
They knocked them out of the fucking
rankings. 7 days ago, they were number 17. What are you talking about? Right? And then he goes, well, I mean, to move Alabama, you saw that fourth down. The first half, they were great. Right? What are we doing? This is just.
And just talking about the road win at Auburn, where they've given teams a tough time. That's what he said. They've given teams a
Kentucky went in there and won.
Fuck it all. It's hilarious. Just say, listen, ESPN pays us to put all these SEC teams in. You're getting them in there, okay? Regardless.
All the SEC teams not named Vanderbilt, all right? Not named Vanderbilt because Vanderbilt.
I like how no one's really talking about Oklahoma. If you want someone that doesn't really pass the eye test, whatever, to get them out there, I want Oklahoma in, but I'm saying, like, they're an argument to get them out over someone like Vanderbilt or someone like that, or even Miami, whatever. Like, they're.
I made this argument. I think Vanderbilt is actually, like, if you're talking about, okay, the most complete teams all year, Ohio State, Indiana, got to be in there. I think Vanderbilt is in the mix for, like, week in, week out consistency. Yeah. Like Oklahoma, we know they had weeks they look like shit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Vanderbilt, you really put it into one first half against Texas and one second half against Alabama. But even with that, there was moments in the second half against the Bama game. I actually think you play that again, they probably beat Bama. But the Texas game, they kind of dressed up the score. But I think you can argue them as like one of the top 5 most consistent
100%.
teams.
No, 100%. Vanderbilt shows up every single week.
And I don't know if you've caught this. One of Sarkisian's like bullet points is we beat 3 teams in the top 10 when we played them. So like so time out. Let me tell you, like, I don't think people realize what Vanderbilt played like before they beat the shit out of these teams and got coaches fired. When they played South Carolina and beat them by fucking 30 on the road, they were ranked 11th, the Gamecocks. Right. So that's one. LSU was undefeated, actually had 1 loss, sorry. And they were ranked 10th in the country before the wheels fell off. The wheels fell off because Vandy beat the shit out of them. So they beat a top 10 team there. Then Missouri the next week was ranked 15th when Vanderbilt played them. They beat them. Then they played Tennessee, who's in the top 20. They beat the shit out of them, so they're out. So, like, this whole thing with, like, Texas has 3 top 10 wins for the first time since 2019 LSU. Vanderbilt has 4 top 20 wins. It's not their fault that the bottom fell out after Vandy beat the shit out of them. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's everything they just pick and choose off of brands, and don't even get me started on BYU.
That one's incredible. It's like you just won 11-1 in a power conference, and you're not even projected in.
One loss at
no, and then Reese Davis has the nerve to say, like, well, it's easy. You want to earn your way in, beat Texas Tech. They did earn their way in. They've already earned their way in.
Georgia's played 3 road games. BYU's played 6. What the fuck? I mean, come on. Like look, I've fucking talked to a bunch of coaches. What do they always say? Winning on the road in college football or college basketball is the hardest fucking thing to do. And you have a team that's done twice as many as 2 teams in the fucking field. And they just completely ignore that. It's all a sham. If you don't want a bigger playoff than this, you're a fucking moron. All right? I'm sorry. If you don't want a bigger playoff than what we have, you're a fucking moron. It's just corrupt. It's like a goddamn Haitian election. You know what I mean? It's like
I hate any committees. Although the argument against that as well is like they can barely rank 20 teams right now, let alone fucking get them into a playoffs. You know what I mean? Like it gets bad once it drops off there, but still, I mean, I hate any committee.
I don't even think they really watch that much college football. That's the problem. I feel like you should have to.
Of course not.
That's why I
want this show nightly.
Yeah. You should have to videotape you watching the games. Like in this day and age, to make it qualified, you should have to hit a certain amount of hours of watching the games.
Same goes for basketball.
Yeah. I mean, basketball still has corruption too. You're always going to have corruption, but you cast a big enough net to counterbalance the corruption. We saw North Carolina. They weren't even sniffing. The bubble last year. And they're like, no, they're in.
And then you look in, who's the chair of the committee? Old Bubba's over there smiling in the corner. He's like, he gets a $1 million bonus for his team making the NCAA tournament, and he's in charge of putting the team to the tournament. That might be a conflict of interest if I've heard of one. Jesus Christ.
You're always going to have that, Kevin. You're like in the field of 68, you have teams arguing to that like a couple years ago.
No matter what you set the number at, or whoever's right below, it's going to.
But you got to cast a big enough net to counterbalance the corruption, because it's just not. They change the goalpost by the week, right? By the week they change the goalpost. You have no idea what you're doing. They're just going off of name brand TV money and ignoring. Right now, they're ignoring even the fucking head-to-head matchup. That's another side of this that's great. Is Sarkisian saying like, well, we didn't have to play Ohio State, and then Miami's sitting there saying like, what are you talking about? Well, we played Notre Dame. We didn't have to play Notre Dame. It's both sides of the spectrum here. It's like we played Notre Dame. They're valuing it as nothing, and he's over there saying, well, they're docking us for the Ohio State game. Well, apparently some of these mean nothing. Some of them mean something. Yeah. It's all ridiculous. It's all ridiculous.
Real quickly, that was a battle you didn't bring up. Me and Mac were on Texas, by the way, last week.
No, he brought it up.
I did. I went like this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm bringing it up for the second time. It's just two of us. But also, fuck Sarkisian. What a he's such a bitch. He's ridiculous. He complains about everything. Well, fine. We're just not going to play big games anymore.
Remember when he didn't show up for practice because he was shit hammered, and then he sued the university for getting him fucked up? Well, you know, it was your company card. It was your company card at the bar. All right, what the
Cuddy Sark. I actually quick story.
Cuddy Sark.
That's something Lane would do.
Yeah. Cuddy Sark. I met a guy out the other night. Right now he runs head of security for the mayor in LA, but he used to run head of security for Sarkisian at the USC coaching staff. He was head of USC coaching staff. He said his only job with them was to go get him booze. Just go out there and sneak him alcohol and just bring it in through the back door. He's like, he was fucked up all the time.
That's great.
Yeah.
I had a buddy.
I kind of liked it after that.
It's always the best when you hear that shit. Yeah. Like I have a buddy.
He's like the easiest security job I ever had.
Well, you know Michael Moore, like the dude in Hollywood that hates football, right? Yeah. Michael Moore is like, remember he made a documentary. He's like completely anti-gun, anything. Mm-hmm. My buddy did security for him. One of the first requirements, hey dude, you gotta have a gun on you at all times.
You goddamn right.
Fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious, right? Just classic shit. All right, let's get into the stuff. We got a bunch of games this weekend, so look, folks, want to tell you that the college football experience is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. This is the last week of our merch holiday sale. So if you want to get yourself a Man in the Box t-shirt,
yes,
or a Eat Shit Pit t-shirt, or a Pick Dundee t-shirt, get on over there. College basketball experience, hoodies, everything. We're working on. I think we're gonna have the kid size hats available soon. So get your kids that DGen only shit early. All right. 25% off everything in the merch store with the promo code HOLIDAY. And we're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. With Novig, you're getting the best prices. Novig's available in 35 plus different states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5. If you use our promo code, that is SGPN. So get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is for pick'em entries where you could win up to 5,000 times the amount of money you enter. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. All right. Oh man, yeah. What's up, Noah? How you doing, pal?
Well, someone queued the joke up already in the chat that Noah's dad is on the computer, so it's time to get the camera ready. So I thought I'd give them a little fun. There was also someone in the chat earlier on who said they were wrong about me. I'm a dog. I don't know. I'd like to know what you were wrong. I'd like to know what the shit you were talking about me beforehand, but it's all right. I still take it as a compliment. It's all right.
Yeah. I mean, look, you got hate in your heart, let it out. All right.
No, I love it. Whatever. You know. Yeah. I'm glad I flipped you. Didn't know why I had to flip you, but I'm glad I flipped you.
You know what? Maybe he was a Patty C guy.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone's a Patty C guy. They think I'm Patty C. They think Kramer's Patty C. They think fucking.
Now they think you're Beanick's dad. Guys, Friday night.
That's an insult. I don't mind the Patty Steve comparisons, honestly. But you're going to tell me, especially after the shit you said that Noah said about mashed potatoes and stuffing, get the fuck out. That's how you know he's not my bloodline. That's how you know he's not my son right there. I don't need Maury Povich to come in to tell me that he ain't my fucking kid. This guy doesn't like stuffing or mashed potatoes? Yeah, he might as well be fucking Puerto Rican to me.
You disloyal fool-ass bitch-made punk.
I was looking for the what the fuck is that, but I couldn't get there fast enough.
What the fuck? This country-ass motherfucker.
Guys, we get a rematch here of two first-year coaches who have absolutely killed it in year one, way better than anything I projected, and I think I was on the over on KSU, but. Kennesaw State they were in Jacksonville, Florida just on November 15th. They lost by 9 through 4 interceptions that game. Now they're back there. And look, in that game, they were back on November 15th. They were 3.5-point favorites. Now they're 2.5-point favorites. So Vegas saying, that game was bullshit. All right. Was Vegas part of this committee? What's going on here? That game was complete bullshit. Kennesaw State's laying 2.5. Charles Kelly doing a great job with Jacksonville State. Jerry Mack doing a great job with Kennesaw. I've heard his name out there for the Memphis job, potentially being a Memphis guy through and through. But guys, I'm laying it with Kennesaw. I think revenge. I like taking the second matchup a lot of times, especially if it's a really recent one. If it's like week 2 or something, it's a little harder. But if it's one that just happened in the past 30 days, I'm jumping in, man. Give me Kennesaw minus 2.5. And of course, we're betting all this shit. Bet Detective, what are you doing here down in Jacksonville, Alabama? They're calling for rain, by the way. I don't know.
I know.
That might be better for Jacksonville State, but I'm still.
Yeah, I think it is. Jacksonville State can run the ball, and I love this Jacksonville State team, but this Kennesaw State team's good too. They are the better team slightly, I'd say. They're definitely the best team in the conference. And that first head-to-head, like you said, they had 20 more yards, but they missed a field goal. They threw interceptions at the Jacksonville State 10-yard line twice, once in the end zone. I mean, the Gamecocks did force 21 takeaways. I don't know. I just think Kennesaw State's profile is just a bit stronger. They're the best offense in Conference USA EPA-wise, the best passing offense. So those two turnovers aside, like he said, a quick turnaround. The line has moved to Kennesaw State. This was a little lower earlier now. It's moved up to 2.5, you said now?
2.5 currently, I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think it opened around 1.5. So I don't know. I agree with it. I'll go with Kennesaw State here.
There we go. Do we have a triple lock, Mac?
We do. I've liked what I've seen from Odom at the quarterback position. I think he's come on strong. And I just more and more year one under Jerry Mack, I think that they have flexed and embraced their identity. Like you said, they lost a turnover battle by 4. Jack State is 4-0 straight up as a dog at home this year. That's the only thing that makes me a little bit worried. But Jack State won it last year. I don't think they go back-to-back. I think Kennesaw gets their revenge. I think they're the better football team. And what a year this would be. Jerry Mack wins Conference USA year 1. Let's go, Kennesaw. Lock it up.
Hold on. Before I play the lock music, I want to know if you're doing this because the Jacksonville State Twitter universe came at you.
Oh yeah, they're way too fucking cocky. They're gonna get their ass beat.
Yeah.
Hoo the Owls, Rich Rod. You won it with Rich Rod. You ain't winning it with Charles Kelly. Let's go.
Triple lock on these Owls. Who the fuck is Jacksonville State think they are? What's up?
And just to clarify here, Benny Workos is Rocker CJ's son. That's probably come from my Puerto Rican line that I just dropped earlier. I just want to clarify on that. It was not a slander at the beautiful Puerto Rican people. I once dated a girl, went to a Thanksgiving, Puerto Rican Thanksgiving, and there was not a lot of potatoes and stuff. I'll just say that they prefer different sides in that region. Growing up on the East Coast, that's who the Latinos were around us. Great people. No slander against them. Come Thanksgiving, though, I want some potatoes and stuff sometimes.
Me too. I think I lost my virginity to a Puerto Rican now. But no, I think I've been calling Beanick John Rocker Jr. because
I see.
He had came in one day with his takes on he played baseball and he was like, let me tell you, these fucking Dominicans come in here, right? with their ages, and I'm like, dude, who the fuck are you? What are you doing?
Let me put the picture up while you do his impression. Do it.
Right? He's like, these Dominicans faking their age, coming over to the States. I could have been playing in the SEC if it wasn't for these Dominicans faking their age. Right? That's what. So we've gone with he's John Rocker Jr. Essentially. Here's the best part. Beanick's so young. He was on air and I was calling him John Rocker Jr. He's like, yeah. He had no idea who the fuck he was. So then, like the next day, he's like saying, no, that's not my nickname anymore. And then he fought it. And now, of course, that's only going to catch on more. Mm-hmm. So, shout out to
I'm sure he liked him when he studied up. But what he said back in the day actually wasn't that bad. He was actually right about what he said. About being on the 6th grade. Oh no, he's brought it up a few levels. His whole age on Twitter. He's on. Who's on other picture?
Wait, like he went through. You definitely see what. Refresh my memory here. He's talking about taking the train.
Yeah, talking about
taking
trains.
You see these goddamn Puerto Ricans. You see this.
Yeah, whatever. When you heard that, you're like, well, he's definitely been on that train before. Like he's not he's not talking fiction here. I mean, maybe not really want to say to the World Series, but when you play the Yankees, but
didn't he say I was sick of him though? Didn't he say I thought that was like it got a little derogatory, right? Like he was stating
it wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as it was perceived to be. Now he's just leaned into it.
Oh man, John Rocker Jr. Noah Beanick, get out there. We need to get some Rocker Jr. T-shirts in the store for Beanick. Oh man,
John Rocker would slap Noah Beanick in the mouth. By the way, like
with his Thanksgiving take, guarantee you.
Everybody always fought Patrick Mahomes' dad, like in a
wasn't that Bourbon Street? Wasn't that on Bourbon Street? I think it was, right?
It was. It was supposed to be set up for an actual fight, and Patrick Mahomes stepped in, like, Dad, no, I have $500 million if you need money. Do not fight John Rocker.
Oh man! So that concludes our triple lock on Kennesaw State. Next up, Beanick. I'm sorry. No, it is Beanick. Troy, JMU in Harrisonburg, Virginia. JMU's laying 23.5. And I also feel like Beanick should get this kind of shit for getting Diego Pavia's family after us.
Yeah,
right?
Now he's going to win the fucking Heisman Trophy.
Now I wonder why he really tweeted that Diego Pavia sucked on our account. Right? He's sitting there. I know. I'm on to you, Beanick. All right. He saw his name was Diego, and so he was like, "Fuck this guy." Shout out to Eric in the chat, giving us $150. JMU is going to blow this UNLV by 20. And then Virginia loses to Duke. UNLV goes to the playoffs, and I buy us all tickets to the game at Oregon. Oh shit! If they're at Oregon, you're making us a Rebel fan. This is I kind of figured they all hated me, but Eric proving us wrong. Shout out, thank you, Eric. You're the man, brother. Me and Bet Detective took some online heat a couple years ago.
Sure
from the loyal UNLV fan base,
the original pissers,
and to be honest, we were completely wrong with our take, and they reminded us very often.
In our defense, they've never done that in their school history that year. It was like their first year. It's not like we were going off of nothing here. Like
every week
they're just going off what happens every single year with this team. That's all.
Yeah, and but Eric. Thank you first off, and we will take you up on that if this works out. You're making us a Rebel fan. Yeah, appreciate you, man. $150. That's very kind of you, brother. Troy, JMU though, they're calling for sleet, snow, weathery mix, all that shit. And by the way, so we got rain in Jacksonville, Alabama. We got some potential snow here at Bridgeforth Connect Stadium. The last time they played, JMU only won 16-14.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt in the chat.
And that was last year.
Someone had a great tweet today. Did the pisser? He's tweeting at Trump now, right? To give him another year or something.
Yeah.
Like
No,
that.
to get them in the playoffs, to
To get him in
expand the playoff
right,
on the
get him in
fly.
playoffs. Yeah, she's like, do an executive order or whatever to get us in the playoffs. And someone retweeted, yeah, if he sees your first name, you'll get an executive order on it.
Ice.
Yeah. Yeah, Diego, take it easy.
Lay low for a while, Diego.
Your Twitter account's about to be shut down. But
you're ready to learn Rio Grande.
I'm going to take the points here, even though I'm a little worried about Alabama boys coming up to the snow. But Rob Chesney just took the UCLA job. And look, I think his heart's in the right place, but I still think it's hard to sit there. You got signing day, you got the portal class you're bringing in. I think it's human nature, even if your heart's in the right place, that you're not going to be as focused as you could be. There's only so many hours in the day. It's like when I prep for the CFL show. I'm doing all these other shows. When I get to CFL, I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. Doug Flutie. Give me these Trojan men plus the points. They've played a lot better the second half of the season too. So I'm going to take Troy plus 23.5. Another thing is if it snows, I think that might limit the explosive plays that JMU can do. So give me the points. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, of course I love James Madison, but you're paying a pretty big tax here at 23 and a half, whatever it is. This seems a little too high. This should be like around 17-ish, I think. You never know what you're going to get with Troy. I mean, Old Dominion did beat him 33-0, now gain him like 500 yards, like $140 or something like that. But they also can compete. They were tied up with Memphis at halftime, So I think Troy's decent. They're going to show up to this game. I don't care about the weather here. Give me two. This is too many points. Give me 23 with Troy.
There we go. Mac, what are you doing here, buddy?
Blowout. I think that the last time they came to the state of Virginia where they played ODU, they got 33 zip blanked. They're in the weaker division. I think that JMU, since they figured out the quarterback position, they basically have covered every single belt game outside of what were they? They were laying 18.5 against somebody and they won by 14. Marshall, that's like the only Sun Belt game that they haven't covered in the second half of the year. I just think that they're on a different level. I think Chesney puts the exclamation point on his tenure there. It's a going away party. I think they win this thing like 45-14. I think it's a blowout style point, and then they see if they can get in the next day.
Well, now let's go to our Troy correspondent. Troy Tuning, what are you doing here? Since you're named Troy, I feel like we need to really honor your opinion in this game.
And every time I always remind you that Montgomery, Alabama is not too far away from right there on campus, and lived there for a little bit. But I also think that this is a bit of a blowout. The weather is what scares me the most for these guys. It is a lot of points, but JMU is going to be trying to, style point it up. This is one of the only conference championship games where it matters. So I'm going to lay the points. We'll do a little 2-on-2 tag team here.
There we go. We got a battle at Bridgeport. Dundee and the man in the box on the Trojan men. Moneyline McIntyre and Troy on JMU.
Who's the best tag team in wrestling history? Animal and Hawk?
I was about to say, it's got to be history because I haven't seen any shit in the past 20 years. But
that's what I mean.
30
I mean
years,
history, I mean shit I watched growing up.
Throw back to the Hardy Bros, right?
I'm going to the natural disasters, man. You got earthquake and typhoon. That shit was fire.
True.
Was it Legion of Doom, Animal and Hawk?
That if you're trying to get back to Florida, no, Legion of Doom was, Legion of Doom, and then there was Doom with Ron Simmons and company, right? The former Florida State linebacker, right? So, Mac, where are you going out with your tag team? You got the Bret Hart glasses, so I'm assuming something Hart related, right?
I did just Google it just to see who they are saying. Who was Bret Hart tag team with?
Carlton called it Road Warriors. Was
they for the Hart Foundation? I like the Hardy brothers, man. Growing up, Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy.
All right.
And then they had the sister or the stepsister Lita.
The different generations. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Team. You don't know who the Hardys are?
No.
Oh, dude, they were great. I
like a family tag team though as well.
Oh, you know, Undertaker and Kane.
Oh.
Undertaker and Kane were a fucking tag team for a minute there.
I don't call them a tag team though. I mean,
and then they would turn on each other and fucking save each other. It was great.
What's the tag team of the dudes that were yelling at the ladies?
Travis, let's go.
God, even PG.
Jeez, Lou. No need to bring Noah's mom in.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
He probably
was just about to say the tag team, the one dude that always used to yell at we got a mom in the front row who taught her daughter how to suck dick or whatever. I forget those guys. Shoot, that would be mine. Promo is all that matters. Who cares about the results of wrestling? The committee would be good for WWF. That would have been a good way to decide a true tag team, is just let a group of people in a room talk about it that never watched.
Yeah. Yes. Just film it. Yeah. There you go. Hope our answers satisfied you.
I agree.
I don't see any love for the natural disasters, which, you know.
There it is. The Dudley Boys. If you're bored, look up the Dudley Boys clips on YouTube.
Yeah. The Dudley Boys were good. That's a good call there, Carlton.
Next up, Friday night. Oh boy, I feel like I'm kind of. I mean, we just got. He's gonna buy his tickets to Autzen. I was originally ready to go in on the Boise here because we got UNLV on the Smurf turf. Where how many Boise's lost like 17 games in 30 years there.
Mm-hmm.
Maddox Madsen's also back at the quarterback spot for Boise State. That is substantial to me. But really, what's substantial is they almost had 600 yards of offense against UNLV the last time they played, which was in October. And they ran for 300 yards.
Yep.
So as much as I will be rooting for us to get to Autzen Stadium, I have to take Boise State. They're calling for snow, by the way, too. Is it's
supposed to be rainy. Yeah. It's supposed to be rainy, damp, foggy conditions, low 40s. So I don't know if it'll hit snow, but weather will definitely be a huge factor.
Yeah, I mean, what did it say? At night, 29 degrees. Is that what I see?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, okay. I'll take Boise State. I'll lay the 4.5. Lock it up. Bet Detective, what are you doing here, buddy?
I'm going the opposite. I know what happened in the original game here, but I like the rematch here. I think UNLV is playing better. Their defense has been playing better. I mean, granted, it's a very small sample size. They're going to be able to run the ball though, and this is not the same Boise team. I think people are just assuming blue turf, Boise. This is not the same exact team. You know, they can make it happen, but you're giving me 4.5. I think they're live on the money line here. I'm locking up UNLV.
Wow,
the defense will be a problem, but the weather. I think the weather's going to help UNLV. And I'm not even sure bringing. I mean, I know Matson's back, but he's going to be rusty. I don't even know if that's the right call bringing Matson back. You know, I know it was a little.
No, the other guy was trash, man. The other guy was trash.
I don't know. I would not be surprised if they pull Madison halfway through this game because he is rusty and flip it and try to save this game. Give me UNLV here. I like this, and I'll be in Vegas, so I'm going to play it. I have to play it with a paper ticket.
Mac,
Boise. It's outside cold weather. They had the rematch last year against Boise too.
I don't think UNLV's ever won in Boise, like in their history of playing.
I don't think UNLV's good. I still don't trust this defense. And then in a big game, prove me wrong, UNLV. Prove me wrong. I don't think they can win there. And I think they may hang around in the first half, but then I think Boise, like the first meeting, will be able to break a bunch of big plays on the ground. I mean, Dylan Riley had 200-plus yards on the ground. I think it's another game that they could just run all over UNLV. Yeah.
Boise's on a 10-game win streak, and UNLV's never won on the Smurf turf, so I'll take.
They luck box last week, by the way.
They did.
First our contest. First our Utah State. First our Utah State conference entry. We can't go past this slide without talking about the absolute crime. Whatever this computer is that gave us this fucking matchup.
This is bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
How did New Mexico not get it? This is insane. How is New Mexico not in this game?
I think San Diego State deserves to be in the game too, because San Diego State, if we're going to the Vanderbilt thing, right. San Diego State was probably the most consistent Mountain West team the whole season.
Yeah,
right?
I know. But then on overtime, they had 3 false starts in a row and launch a ball out of the fucking end zone. Go fuck yourself, San Diego State. New Mexico is the one. I'm not shedding a tear for San Diego State. New Mexico, though, they got robbed.
Well, they just beat UNLV and San Diego State.
No, I get it. San Diego State's great. They're probably better than both these teams. But
no. I'm saying New Mexico just beat San Diego
State
UNLV the past 2 weeks.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
New Mexico should be in this thing. I don't know what this computer. Whatever.
Bill Russo says, "Hit me up when you're in Vegas, Bet Detective."
You hit me up. I'm gonna be a fucking circuit.
Go to the
buddy.
circuit.
I'm hitting you up, Bill Russo. You find me, buddy. I'm the Bet Detective. I'm the man in the box. People find me.
Yeah. Secret of the Pros.
I'm just kidding. Come by for a nice second.
Secret of the Pros. Meet at Saginaw's. Go to Saginaw's and high chance.
I'll be there. Anyone listen? I'll be there Friday. I'm in and out. Going for Adam Rosenberg's Sweet 16 birthday party. He cried for us all to go out there. One of the bitches making me use my points and going to LAX, which is a fucking nightmare. But I'm going in there.
He tried to get me. He tried to get me on that, man.
God.
He tried to get me on that.
Why don't you fly out from North Carolina? Go fuck yourself.
It's my mother's birthday weekend, and I'm going to the ACC championship game. So,
but I'll be at Circa with Sean and Ryan doing the VSiN show. If you want to come by, we'll be there. Mega Bar. We will not be hard to find.
Yeah. Roll out. Anyone, roll out. Yeah, we got a battle here. You guys are gonna. Me and Mac on the Broncos. Buckham Broncos. Bet Detective. Some say you're bought and paid for by Eric. Going with these Reds.
4.5. I'm grabbing there.
4.5.
I was going to say, remember this, Eric. Make sure you buy 2 tickets up way at the very top and 2 tickets for Bet Detective and I right down there with you in the bottom.
Absolutely. Let's go, Rebels. Let's go, Rebels.
Yeah, he's on the Rebs. That means Troy's on the Rebs as well.
This is the fake sharp play of the weekend.
I was at a Rebel game this year. I was on the other side with UCLA, but I was there live and
look, me and Mac were in Vegas.
Those fans are mouthy, I'll say that.
We were slightly hungover and missed the Idaho State game that we were supposed to go to, but we did go to Evil Knievel's pizza spot, and we couldn't get them to like, they love their Vegas football so much that they couldn't find the game, didn't know they were playing.
and I hit on the first half money line with Idaho State against these
That's
frauds.
true. That is true. I was like 12-1. Yeah. That Evil Knievel, you been to that shit, Bet Detective? The Evil Knievel pizza spot there? That's pretty decent. It's pretty decent,
it's
man.
Great.
Yeah.
Good deal. Slicing the beer there.
There you go. Get on out there if you're in Vegas. Next up, this game, which I think is the hardest game to handicap the entire weekend, because both coaches. So this is Oklahoma State against Florida. You got North Texas, who their coach and general manager are now in Stillwater. And you got Tulane, whose head coach is now in Gainesville, squaring off in New Orleans. They're calling for rain in this game too, or at least they were yesterday. I haven't checked it today.
Yes, weather's supposed to be an issue. Rain in the forecast. That's Friday night, so we'll see how that handles the turf at Yeoman.
Yeah, shout out to Sammy, who's at UNLV too. That stadium is just awful. Yeah, it's the worst. I have it power rated at 136 out of the FBS. Carrier Dome slightly above them. This game, to me, it basically comes down to if it's raining, I think that really favors Tulane, because North Texas run defense is ass doo-doo play. I mean, this thing is 129th, bottom 7 in the nation, right? Tulane loves to call quarterback power with Retzlaff here. If it's in the rain, I think that's a huge advantage for Tulane. But I think this game's incredibly hard to cap because of the motivational side. But I do think it'll be lit. Tulane says, hey, we're losing Sumrall. These fans want to come out. They want to be a part of the college football playoffs. You got the home edge. You got the better rushing team. Give me Tulane to get this thing done. It seems a little chalky, but Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
I'm on North Texas here. I mean, they've been a wagon right now, and I get it. Tulane's been there, done that. They're at home. They have a better kicker too. They have a really good kicker, which comes in handy in these kind of games. But this is going to mean a lot to North Texas. They didn't get to the goddamn playoffs. I mean, this is
winner's in. Winner is in.
Absolutely.
That's why it's such a strange game and such a bad stain on college football. It's like,
right.
I find it really hard. Like, I mean, like, these coaches, like, you normally put in so much work into the game plan, into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, these guys are in the, like, these days, you got to be talking to like 20 around the clock to Oklahoma State, to Florida. Yeah, can you come play here? Are you staying here? Can we get you to stay? Oh, you were going to recruit? Like, you can't be that focused on your fucking game plan.
Yeah. I mean, it's well. I trust North Texas to be able to run the ball actually better than Tulane can. I mean, Retzlaff is their leading rusher. I mean, they can still.
That's what I like about it. See, North Texas actually, like, statistically is the better rushing team. I don't actually think they're the better rushing team. Yeah. I think North Texas had a better schedule.
Mm-hmm. I think you're downplaying their defense though as well. They're 47th in yards per play allowed.
But they have the number 11 pass defense. It's the rush defense at 129th that scares me for North Texas.
Sure.
Yeah.
But their offense is just, they're putting up 50 a game. I just think this is going to mean a lot more. I mean, it's going to mean a lot to both, but I think North Texas is on a mission right now. I'm not getting in front. I think the line's telling you everything. Them laying 2.5 at Tulane.
You're going with an air raid team in the rain.
Give me North Texas. I like what Cassidy's doing for sure. I mean, he's great.
It's worth noting, not just an air raid team in the rain, but Mestamaker just started playing quarterback like 6.5 months ago. There's no way he has any kind of experience in whether he wants to go gloves or
like a year ago, because he played in the bowl game.
I mean, I was kind of exagerating, but there's not. Okay. He definitely doesn't have a lot of in-game rain experience as an air raid quarterback. It does seem like like you would think the line would reflect that. So I smell stink here.
Well, no, I mean, I think Vegas is probably – I think it's very hard to understand the motivation of both these locker rooms. In a way, I think Eric Morris has said less, meaning I think he might coach longer. Where Sumrall, I think this is a one and done for Sumrall. So in that regard, maybe you give North Texas locker room a slight edge because they might see it out through the season, or at least, they haven't gave us the information, at least that I know. maybe they've said something the past couple of days. I didn't do a deep dive on that.
Shit, what do you want? Cassidy's better.
Yeah, I'll take Tulane. Mac, what are you doing here?
Did you see the video today of Sumrall in the Florida office?
No.
That shit's brutal. I'm on North Texas. I think they should be 12-0, to be honest. They played one bad half against South Florida where they had all those turnovers. I agree that the line is telling. I thought Tulane would be favored.
Me too.
But then I look at how Tulane finished the year last year. They limped down the stretch. Sumrall, I don't know. I don't really trust Sumrall in a big game. Like I feel like they've limped down the stretch as well. They got absolutely housed at UTSA. I know they're at home in this matchup, but I think North Texas has been the more consistent team throughout the year. I'm getting the better quarterback in my opinion too. I think Retzlaff is the more TMZ quarterback, but Mossmaker's been more consistent all year. So give me North Texas to finish the job and get to the playoff. Go Mean Green.
Look, we're going to battle, but I'm saying North Texas, part of the handicap this year on why we took them and why we said they could get to the playoffs is they played nobody. So the better team all year, I'll fight that because Tulane actually beat Duke, actually beat Northwestern. Those are two bowl teams, and one might be the ACC champ. All right, so like I pump the brakes a little bit on it. Tulane's much more battle tested than North Texas is. I'll see you on the gridiron.
Now we got a problem. Now we got a problem.
Not like he tossed an ACC champ in there.
We got a battle.
Possible ACC champ.
Bet Detective and Mac on North Texas, Dundee on the Green Wave. Ride the wave. I will say though, I do think North Texas locker room is. If I had to place a wager on whose locker room is more intact, I think 100%. It would be North Texas because I don't think North Texas's guys will get as much opportunities to go to Oklahoma State, whereas I think Tulane Might have a few guys that will be playing at Florida.
Is Tulane going to be allowed to wear their uniforms that honored Katrina that they just made up as a rivalry thing? Like first when they beat Northwestern? You bitches. Get out of here with your fucking uniforms. How about save some lives?
Shout out to our boy D. Bettis. I look forward to going against you guys in TMZ corporate media next year's college football super contest at Westgate.
Yes.
The Ohio State back-to-back natty champs. Book it.
Field.
I have a feeling Colby might drop down to the JUCO level and enter try to get in a Mac in the Box entry here.
Well,
we offered him a slot. He turned us down for the TMZ.
I have been in talks with former host of this show, NC Nick, about having. Speaking of tag teams, the Dant brothers. The Dant brothers.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Sean and Ryan, the Dant brothers. I like that tag team, and Mac in the Box. Let's do that.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's
go. Mac in the Box finished 53-44, so solid year there, CJ.
You guys didn't have any ties? That's amateur shit.
No, we had a tie. We had a tie last week.
Only one? Come on. You guys aren't sharp.
53-44-1.
53-44-1 for 53.5 points. The TMZ Dome football, I think they went 12, 20, and 20. So they had 20 ties, 12 wins, just a couple behind.
They had 5 ties. They were 48, 45, and 5.
I mean, were they picking hockey games? How many fucking ties do they have out there?
I don't see anybody else with more than 3 ties.
Well, when you only can pick the top games.
Yeah, when you pick TMZ games, the lines are
difficult.
Even. -7, -3.
What did the winner go? The winner went 65-31-2, and they won $216,000. So shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them. But what's gross is they only paid the top 10.
Oh, well, yeah, that is some bullshit. We're in the top 100.
Yeah, we're right outside.
This thing's growing, though. This thing's growing. D. Bettis entering. Daquan wants to enter. I think you got to go in person, though, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe that changes next year. Who knows?
It's actually a great contest. It's relatively cheap. It's like $500, I believe, which is relatively cheap for a season-long thing for 7 games. It's great.
Shout out to Patty Ice. Yeah, the storm is coming because this is Friday. We covered all Friday's action, right? We got all 4 games going on at once. Saturday morning, Bet Detective.
Mm-hmm.
The only group of 5 that plays in a neutral where 12 people go. I mean, this one looks like one of those comedy shows I got you on with Steinfeld down in.
I haven't got a phone with Steinfeld in a while. I wonder how I'm kind of worried about him. He used to hit me up all the time. I thought push him off. God bless Steinfeld.
Yeah.
Down there in Laguna.
Yeah, Laguna Beach. I got the Bet Detective plugged into the Laguna circuit.
He did.
It's okay, buddy. You don't have to kick me any of that money back. Don't kick me any of that money back.
Yeah, you can have half my fries. I was going to half my steak sandwich you gave me.
Miami, Ohio is in Detroit, taking on Western Michigan. This game is a rematch.
Yeah.
Miami, Ohio stuck it to them 26-17 back on October 25th. But since then, DeQuan Finn quit the team, starting quarterback, and they went. This is the best part. What I love about FCS football and MAC is the MAC is really close to FCS football is the names. All right. They turned to 3rd-string freshman quarterback Thomas Gutowski. Come on, Gutowski Auto Parts right here. This is perfect that's a MAC guy right there. You know damn well that guy was born in a 30-mile radius from Oxford, Ohio. Gutowski's he's been winning though. Yeah,
he's been doing okay. Western Michigan offered him his first offer actually.
Oh shit! There we go. I'm on the revenge tour here. I think Lance Taylor in Western Michigan. And look, I know that historically these MAC games have had like 12 people. I'm wondering if they actually have a MAC school from Michigan in it. Could we get 24 people? So give me Buckham Broncos and Lance Taylor to get this thing done. Yes, Finn quit the team about 3 weeks ago, Blaze Diamond. He's preparing for the UFL draft. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
One I hate, this game is at noon on Saturday in Ford Field. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
It is the worst, dude.
But, I mean, that's
soulless game. Just a soulless, stupid game.
Tarp on the upper deck. It's just insane. Western Michigan ball control team revenge angle. I really like Western Michigan here. I mean, I don't want to lay more. What's the line at now?
2.5. They're laying 2.5.
That's as high as I'll go. I would rather play the money line here, but I think Western Michigan wins this game. It'll be tight. It'll be. Miami, Ohio does have the better defense, but Western Michigan. This is a lot to ask for a third string quarterback for a big game like this. So give me Western Michigan in instant turnaround revenge game.
Yeah,
block it.
Do we have a triple lock, Mac?
We have a battle. Give me the Redskins. They got their ass beat in this game last year by their arch rival, the Bobcats. Revenge tour for them all year has been Chuck Martin and company. They started slow. Finn quit the team. Next man up. They've rallied. They already beat Western Michigan. I like the way that they have finished the year here. Give me the Redskins to get back here and finish the job this time. Hail victory. Go Miami of Ohio.
What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you.
We got a battle at Filthy Ford Field. Mac on the Redskins. The Bet Detective and Dundee on the Broncos. Next up, this is Saturday day. Oh, same time. This is at noon kick.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see this. Kramer nailed this one. Last year it was a problem. Fan attendance was a problem in the Big 12 because Arizona State and Iowa State were thinking, why spend money on the Big 12 when one of these teams is going to win and you're going to go to Atlanta the next week and then potentially to Miami the week after. So I was concerned that maybe no one shows up to this, but no, I'm wrong. It's actually sold out, and it sold out, I think, faster than any other Big 12 in the history of the and I'm assuming I was alerted. Shout out to a couple people that contacted me that are buddies that have lived in the Arlington, Dallas, Fort Worth area that say there's a shit ton of Texas Tech alums.
Yeah.
And also I've been alerted that BYU, I kind of suspected that BYU would travel, especially after they just gave all this fucking money to their football program. I mean,
yeah,
the vibes at BYU in football and basketball right now. Get out of the way, college football and college basketball world. This is another rematch. They played not that long ago. It was November 8th. Texas Tech won 29-7. One of the things that I do find fascinating about that particular game is Texas Tech only outgained them by 113 yards, despite dominating the game. I watched that game, and I was just like, man, they're fucking them up. But I guess they should
have won by more.
Yeah, but one of the things I'll say is Jay Hill and BYU had a pretty good game plan, and I really felt like defensively BYU really made Texas Tech struggle in the red zone.
That's key. And Texas Tech's not great in the red zone, and BYU is very good defensively in the red zone. That's why I think 13 in a rematch. And listen, they got to be pumped with Taki coming back. I think that's a boost for them,
Well, and they're getting $15 million above. I mean, like all those players are going to get some of that money. So I think vibes are good.
Right. And the motivation is 1,000% on BYU side here too. Everything
I was thinking about
just a rematch, playing, you're in the playoff, winning, you're in the playoffs, everything about it.
I was thinking about this. We know Texas Tech, if they lose, they're not going to fall out of the playoffs.
No, they'll lose their bye, but they'll be out.
Doesn't it make more like at some point someone's going to do this? Like I read that South Bend made $100 million, the city, right?
We got a knock on the glass here from Troy.
Oh, I'm just pointing out that Dundee's on the real detective right now is Dundee's on the scent. If you're going to get teams kept out of the playoff, why wouldn't you also rig it to get a second team in?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you get a percentage of that. So first
and a home game.
That's what I'm saying. So first off, like I believe I read an article that said that Notre Dame, that South Bend, the surrounding areas made $100 million based off of them hosting.
Yeah,
they estimated that at $100 million, right? And you're sitting there like, damn, right? And then a lot of those local businesses give into your NIL. So if you're Texas Tech, I know they don't need money because Cody Campbell and a couple of his other guys are super rich, but
they'd like some of that back.
Yeah. So if you lose this game, if you just are not motivated, then you potentially are hosting a game. You feed the ecosystem for your entire Lubbock area, right? Mm-hmm. Then also you get another team in the field where you get a slice of that pie. The Big 12, like, you're not independent. Notre Dame made all that money alone, but Ohio State actually had to share that money with even their most hated nemesis. Michigan got a percentage of Ohio State's winnings as they continue to go to the playoffs. So having two teams, you would get a bigger share of that pie. At some point, someone's going to do this, especially with how crazy the conference affiliations have been, over the past couple of years. So, but I'm on BYU anyway because I think they're going to be super motivated. And I think I just think the offense will be a little bit better this time.
Yeah, I think you have a perfect storm of the finally the chance of a conference that, Texas Tech, you might want the bye, but in terms of the actual money split of the conference and then maybe getting to prove something, I mean, imagine if BYU gets in and wins a playoff game and it's like, well, yeah, no shit. They won 11 regular season games. They should have been in the first place. It helps your argument going forward too. I think this might be the moment that you're talking about, Dundee.
Well, I mean, look, people are saying, what are you saying? Collusion and tanking? Not necessarily. You play your players, but I don't know that they're going to be playing. You might keep it a little more vanilla for the playoff. I don't know. For
sure. And I can definitely see him set in the second half, especially with the banged up quarterback there. They don't want to fuck up their playoff chances here. We're not saying they're going to lose outright, but I'll take the 13, no problem in a rematch. Listen, I get that Texas Tech does everything BYU does, but better. So it's not a great matchup. But I mean, all of the motivation is on BYU side.
I wonder what the splits will be crowd wise.
60-40 Tech.
Yeah.
Tech has a shitload of fans in Dallas. This is also a dream season for them. They're going to play to win. They're like McGuire is a Texas guy. This does mean something, but I'm on BYU in the rematch. Sataki and company, you mentioned it. They had some bad turnovers that kind of led to that game getting away. They got to find a way to get LJ Martin going on the ground to create some balance for Bachmeier and to limit this pass rush a little bit that Tech got. But this is the same fucking line as it was in Lubbock. And this is not a true home game for Texas Tech. The Mormons will show up on Saturday. They'll come out of nowhere. I think this is going to be a fun-ass game like the K-State TCU game was when TCU played to win, but K-State was the more desperate team. Baylor, Oklahoma State. We've seen some classic in these Big 12 title games. I think this comes right down the wire. I think BYU's live on the money line. I think they have a shot to win this and shock the world here.
Texas Tech was 7 of 19 on 3rd and 4th down against BYU.
They played horrible that day. And it was also college game day in Lubbock.
No, I'm saying Texas Tech was 7 of 19.
Oh,
so like Jay Hill. Yeah. No, I'm saying like Jay Hill did a good job. It was the offense that gave Texas Tech the opportunities. I thought the defense actually did somewhat of a respectable job that game for BYU to keep them somewhat in that game.
I'm also correlating this and locking the under up here too.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun game.
Yeah, it will be.
So finally, we
go
triple lock, huh?
Dr. Pepper halftime challenge, the Big 12 game, of course.
Oh, yeah. Unless you're a Texas Tech fan, you better be rooting for BYU on Saturday. Fuck this TMZ corporate fucking playoff committee. Let's go BYU. Shock the world and stick it up their ass.
Who should be in the playoffs win or lose in this game?
I know. They should be, but we know this is a rigged fucking system.
Really
Anybody that says BYU.
I was just going to say, the committee guys, they don't even mention BYU. Like, as I said, you know what I mean? They don't even mention their resume.
Yeah, everyone mentions Alabama got ripped. Got the bad end of it last year. It was BYU last year. It was not Alabama. Alabama had no business being in the playoffs last year. BYU should have been in. Same for this year.
Yeah. They wanted SMU last year. This year they win 6 fucking road games, and Arizona. They wanted Arizona too, and they beat Utah, who's right behind Texas in the rankings. Their only loss is in Lubbock, and they're just like, oh no, you're behind Notre Dame, even though they play powder puff fucking schedule every other goddamn week.
Triple lock on BYU. Fucking Rice. It's just unnecessary fouling right there.
Oh man.
Next up at the noon spot.
There's no break between FCS. I need a fucking drink.
All right, here we go, folks. What to tell you? The college football experience is brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm has crushed it this college football season, especially on the props. It's been really good at identifying when to fade players and take those unders. And look, college basketball is up and running with 300 plus schools. Rhythm has predictions for every game, every night. Pairs nicely with the daily college basketball experience shows with myself, Mac, and Noah every game. So be prepared. Super easy to sign up over at Rhythm. They run predictions off the house model, or you can make your own and play with the sliders. So check it out. With so many sports and the holidays, this makes it easy to get an elite prediction on a game. So you can focus on other stuff, you know. Use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app. That's RITHMM for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm. Use that promo code SGPN25. Shout out to the great Robert Martin giving us 5 stars.
Love it, Robert Martin.
All right, we got a rivalry that's 122 years young. All right. Bet Detective, I know you've been up there to Goodman Stadium, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.
All right, Villanova taking on Lehigh in the FCS playoffs at the same time noon. This, regionality is the heartbeat of college sports. So I mean, this one, Lehigh is currently laying 4.5. The over under at 47.5. These are all real lines that are out there. FanDuel, DK, doesn't matter. Look, Lehigh's 12-0. This is Coach Cahill doing a great fucking job with the engineers there. And they're led by their star running back, Luke Yoder. May the force be with you. Yes.
Luke Yoder is fucking awesome.
And they're taking on Brian Westbrook and Howie Long's alma mater. Villanova's been a power. They've been a power for years. They won the Natty, 15 years ago probably.
Goddamn right. I saw someone bring up Westbrook. Not only did they have Westbrook, they had back-to-back Walter Payton Award winners, which is the Division I AA winners back then. It was Brian Finneran, who had a nice career with the Atlanta Falcons, who does sports talk radio down there. Shout out to he also had a twin brother, Brad Finneran, the Finneran twins, with Westbrook back there. I mean, they were an absolute force. They opened up against Pitt. I went to the game when I was at Duquesne. They lost 49-42. Westbrook had 5 touchdowns. Gale Sayers ran one in, punt return, kick return, caught one. It was fucking sick. They had no idea that this talent was coming at them. They were favored by 35. They almost lost that game outright.
Wasn't it Todd Finneran?
No, it was Brad and Brian.
Maybe I'm thinking of Todd Kinchin.
Yes,
right?
Todd Kinchin for sure. You can always go back to the Howie Long days, but they were a squad. They're still a nice little program. But Lehigh though.
Lehigh's a wagon, but I'm actually going to take the points. I think Lehigh will win barely. So 4.5 is the spread.
Where's this being played at?
At Goodman Stadium in Bethlehem.
Okay.
On campus of right by campus of.
I was just making sure it wasn't some bullshit neutral site.
No, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I'm gonna take the Cats plus the 4.5. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Hold on. Oh, there we go.
Mac, you want to fire? You want to fire on this one?
I'm here.
Yeah, I like Nova. I like Nova in the points.
Well, they got the game. Sometimes I think it's an advantage when you get the game. Lehigh had a bye week, so you see that in the NFL playoffs too. It's like sometimes the teams that get the wild card.
Yeah.
Nova stuck it to Harvard 52-7 last week, and Pat Lone Wolf McQuaid is throwing these fucking balls around. 193 yards, 3 touchdowns. Isaiah Ragland, 152 yards on the ground, 9 yards of rush against the Crimson. Bet Detective, what are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah, I still think Lehigh rolls a bit. It rolls. Nova will fight, a little scrap, but Lehigh will pull away at the end. They're on a mission this year. They're great.
Yeah.
That running back, Yoda, that running back, he's fucking good.
He is a beast, dude.
He's fucking good.
He is a beast. We got a battle at Goodman Stadium. Great stadium. Dundee. Mac on the Cats. Bet Detective on the Engineers. Shout out FCS fans. Hell yeah, FCS is the best. I have always described it as the heartbeat of the sport. D2, D3, NAIA are great, but FCS is to me the heartbeat of college.
I don't like how they switched to FCS. I like the AA. I like the Kiffin numbers.
Throwing these new letters out there.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, maybe you like this. South Dakota, the Coyotes are heading to Macon, Georgia.
Maybe I will.
They're going to Five-Star Stadium, Bet Detective, to take on these Mercer Bears. Mercer is an interesting story because, they opened up. They should have lost to UC Davis, but lightning ruined that game. Well, ridiculous that they couldn't play that shit. They were like in the fourth quarter with 9 minutes left, getting their ass whooped by UC Davis, and all of a sudden, no, game's canceled. It's canceled. Then they got upset by Presbyterian, which was unbelievable. But then they made a quarterback change, and they've won every game since, with the exception to the most recent game, which was at Auburn, where they were up 14-0, but they switched over to Braden Atkinson.
Yeah.
And Braden Atkinson has been balling out for them. He threw 5 touchdowns the last time he played an FCS opponent with the Chattanooga Mocs.
He's a nation's second leading passer.
Yeah, I mean his stats for the season are pretty ridiculous. I think he's got 35 on the season.
Yeah.
And remember, he didn't play multiple weeks. So meanwhile, the South Dakota Coyotes, in similar vein, they had 4 of their 5 offensive linemen taken in the portal in the second cycle. They were prior to that, they were the preseason number 1, but those guys all left. I think one of them starts at Vanderbilt. And then they had to figure it out. They went to the D2 level, to the lower FCS level, and brought in offensive linemen. Took a while to get on the same page. They start Aiden Bowman, who started some games at Minnesota at the quarterback spot. But they were out the gate. They lost their first. They got blown out by Iowa State 55-7, and then Lamar took it to them. And they kind of just had issues, I would say, the first month of the season, despite even winning a couple games, but barely got past Northern Colorado in overtime. But they seemed to turn a corner late in the season. As they won the entire month of November, and that includes wins against North Dakota, South Dakota State, Southern Illinois, and Drake. Those are playoff teams for the most part there. So now, when you go to Five-Star Stadium, when they never played in the history of their existence, they're catching 5.5. They're plus 180 on the money line. Something's got to give here. I like the team that played last week. So give me the Coyotes plus the points, but I'm quite fascinated by this game because I don't feel extremely confident, but we only have a limited amount of games, so I will bet this. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
All respect to South Dakota and their running back L.J. Phillips Jr., who's also a great running back in the FCS. I think he's the 3rd leading rusher in the country.
Yeah, buddy.
But I like this Mercer team a lot. I was on them versus Auburn. I was counting my money when they were up 14-0, taking the points. And then they went up like 70.
You probably love C.J. Miller, their running back. C-generate.
Yeah, he is a C-generate. But Mercer does have the number 4th rush defense in the FCS. So I think I'm not going to say they're going to shut down Phillips because he's awesome. But if you can make them one-dimensional, it's going to be a problem because Atkinson will light them up. So this Mercer team, they're ranked 30 spots above South Alabama, real Division I team. So I think Mercer wins by double digits here. Lock me up, Mercer.
There we go. We got a battle. Mac, what are you doing here, buddy?
I'm on CJ's side here. I like Mercer here. The early start for South Dakota. I like this Mercer offense. I think they roll.
Now we got a problem. Now we got a problem.
We got a battle at Five-Star Stadium. Dundee on the Coyotes. Mac and the Bet Detective on the Bears.
Also, what's the travel situation with South Dakota going down to Macon? How do you even get there?
I've heard some speculation, right, about this getting on multiple planes and shit.
How do you even get to fucking Macon, Georgia?
They have no idea.
You're right. South Dakota.
Remember when Beanick was telling us that Oakland University was going to take a bus down to Florida?
I was like, this isn't fucking intramural baseball. Oakland's a fucking NCAA tournament team last year, Beanick.
Right.
Maybe the Coyotes' best route's taking a bus. Much bigger roster than basketball, but look, they love the Coyotes running back.
Yes, L.J. Phillips.
Yeah,
is he Lawrence Phillips' kid?
That's what I was thinking, man. I didn't double check that, but I have nightmares of Lawrence Phillips. That was a different era where you could didn't he drag his girlfriend like down a flight of stairs and then he played on Saturday?
That was
a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding.
He also lost to some kids in a flag football game and got in his car and drove over them in a park.
Well, that I understand. That I understand. That I understand. That's his competitive spirit. That I understand.
Hell of a running back. We real quickly in high school, we played against a guy at Woodrow Wilson, which is one of the Camden schools in New Jersey, which is a very ethnic school. And they had a running back named Ramon Worthy who got a full ride to Nebraska. He was a beast. He ran for 270 on us. He was just unbelievable. Same year with the class there with Lawrence Phillips, I believe. He stabbed someone and got kicked out. I'm like, what did you have to do where they didn't kick out Lawrence Phillips? But you're kicking you out. Turns out he stabbed a man, and he didn't do it. But I mean, Senator Osborne, he ran a tight program out there.
He didn't mean to do it.
No, I couldn't believe that shit, man. Because that was like the Colorado-Nebraska game. A lot of times for that stretch, it decided the Big 8 championship, which a lot of times went to the national championship. So it was like, man, we got our ass whooped. We were undefeated. We got our ass whooped by Frazier and Phillips, but it was like I couldn't believe they played him because I was like, what? The guy was arrested just 72 hours ago. It's like now he's getting the start. It's a misunderstanding. It's a misunderstanding between him and his partner. I was like, misunderstanding.
Just wanted to give Ramon Worthy a shout out. The best running back we ever went against or saw, and we went against Ron Dane in South Jersey High School. And this guy was better. This guy was a fucking beast.
Wow.
Not that Ron Dane was bad, obviously. He also played nose tackle and would blow a play up like Tecmo Bowl. Just destroy every play. He weighed more in high school than he did at Wisconsin.
Shout out to Luke Newton giving us $10. Need a JC and Mount pick.
Okay.
From Bet Detective minus 26.5. Same spot where I met Coach Calhoun at a coach's clinic 10 years ago. Gonna see him tomorrow, but won't make the college basketball show. He's also giving us $5 more, saying extra ticket for a game in Tampa there. Heartline for the Bulls, South Florida. They hired Brian Heartline, the former Ohio State Buckeye wideout.
He's shooting his shot with Avetta too, by the way.
Yeah,
I was like, who's the ticket for, me or Avetta?
Yeah, it's yours if she says no.
Yeah.
Avetta seems to be a hot commodity on the TC Twitter and the chat.
That is great.
And maybe over at CJ's place too.
That is the best. Shout out.
Yeah, she's great.
She really is. She's a great person.
Yeah, I co-sign that. Next up, and she knows her shit too with hoops.
Fuck yeah, she knows ball.
Well, we gotta go to Kutztown, Bet Detective, because Frostburg State.
Old Kutztown.
You're looking live at Kutztown. Am I pronouncing this correctly?
No, I think you're right with Kutztown. We would say Coots as a joke, but no, it's Kutztown.
Okay. Well, you don't walk into Andre Reed Stadium.
No.
That Andre Reed. Yeah, that Andre Reed. All right, who played for the Buffalo Bills and the Washington Redskins. Played for a third team? I think it was just those two. Frostburg State. Great story. Great story. This is D2 football, folks. If YouTube.com/the college experience. Frostburg State's been a darling. They upset number 2 seed Johnson C. Smith. I got a root canal there once. They upset them 21-7. Then they took down California, Pennsylvania, and their bullshit 23-21. Kutztown took down Bentley 52-0 the first game, and then they took down Assumption 56-19. Bet Detective, the people want to know. You're from the area.
Yeah.
They want to know what's happening in this game with Kutztown and Frostburg State.
Oh, I mean, lay the Lutz with Cuts. This is going to be an absolute massacre. Frostburg State, like you said, great story. Congratulations on your upset, Division II. But come on, you are not coming into fucking cutesy and getting out with a fucking dub. This is going to be a massacre. Lay the wood.
And I've been to a Frostburg State game, but they were D3 back then. They recently jumped up to D2, so they might be a little out of their element.
God bless them. I'm happy for them, but no, this is way too much to bite off the chew coming in.
Look, I got Frostburg in an upset. The story continues, the Rudy style.
Yeah, the first cut is the deepest, as Rod Stewart said.
What are you doing here, Mac? I know we kind of got these picks the other night, but maybe you had time to reevaluate.
Yeah, I'm taking my boys from Frostburg. Let's go. Right outside Morgantown.
Basically Morgantown. Your apartment. What's the chances your apartment's really in Frostburg?
Not too far. I mean, Garrett County is less than 30 miles.
Why don't you get an apartment in Frostburg too? It's by Cumberland, Maryland? Cumberland, Maryland. I've been to Cumberland, Maryland.
Garrett County and the rent is about the same as Morgantown.
You're gonna find out what town your condo is in once first time it snows and you don't get plowed till next week.
You think about that truck so I can fucking drive through it.
Will there ever be a day where you can bet D2 football cut, or there's this thing called Venmo? All right. No, but there's got to be a day. We got to get to that. I mean, the FCS, honestly, though, Fixer, the FCS, I've been doing that show a while, and before, this is the earliest they've ever gotten FCS lines out, but last year was earlier than the year prior. And same here. So shout out to D2 football. Next up, D3 football. John Carroll, 105-year-old rivalry bet detective as John Carroll takes on the Raiders of Mount Union. This one, you can have it a 10,000-year rivalry. I don't care. Mount Union is a fucking wagon. Obviously, Matt Campbell, Jay Salvell, the Wyoming coach, played linebacker there as well. Matt Campbell, Eagles coach Nick Sirianni, all played for Mount Union. They're a factory. They're just a fucking factory. I'll set the invisible number at 31 and I'll lay it with Mount Union. Bet detective, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, Mount Union is the same thing as I was a kid when I used to play Rowan in the championship game, Division III championship game. Now it's college in New Jersey, which is bullshit. But I'm never going against Mount Union. They're a program. What would they be ranked if they played Division I football? You think?
That's what I'm saying. Why? I'm curious. I would love to do a deep dive. Virgil, I know in the chat, goes to a bunch of these games.
Put them in the MAC.
Dude, they why have they never gone D2 even? Like, they have been so good for so long that it's like, what are you doing here? Mac, I'm assuming you're still on your Purple Raiders.
Yeah, I'm on Mount. They're fucking juggernaut.
Next up, we got a Battle of Maryland bet detective, Salisbury.
Salisbury State, great lacrosse game. This would be.
I heard you prefer a Salisbury steak.
Fuck off.
Like a lie.
Salisbury State's heading to Baltimore, Maryland, to take on John Hopkins. I'm on. So me and Mac both went with Salisbury with the upset here in a series that goes back 50 years. Bet detective, who are you taking?
No, I'll battle it here. Give me Johnny Hopkins. They run a clean program. They got clean gear. They gave us the cross shorts. They let us work out on it one time. And they have a nice program down there, Johnny Hopkins. Great medical center as well, obviously.
Oh yeah. I've been to their stadium.
Do we think Noah Beanick has ever eaten a Salisbury steak?
I'm sure he gets it well done too.
I don't know that CJ was with us then, but when a couple of years ago when we brought Beanick to a 5-star sushi restaurant in Vegas, he ordered chicken tenders. One of my
That's
favorite.
right. No, I was there for that.
Okay,
yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, it's classic. Absolutely classic. No, this is Salisbury, Maryland, by Ocean City. All right, you've been to Ocean City, Maryland. You got some stories. I guarantee you that.
Oh yeah.
Ocean City, Maryland is just a shit fest.
Secrets.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Secrets, baby. Secrets,
Let's
baby.
Let's go.
Everybody knows about Ocean City. If you've been there,
you're looking live.
You're looking live.
You know about the other Ocean City, right?
I'm going to pull my first non-game next slide. Next slide when we're talking Ocean City. We all have tales from Ocean City. Yeah, there's Ocean City, New Jersey, but I've dabbled down in Maryland. You had to. It was fucking wild down
there. Yeah. Next slide, Sullivan's here. Eastern is taking on Susquehanna. How do you pronounce this, bet detective?
You got it.
They were giving me shit with this one.
Yeah, Susquehanna.
Is it not Susquehanna?
It is Susquehanna. What are they saying it is?
I don't know. Someone yesterday was giving me shit when I was looking at this game. these Riverhawks in Sellis Grove, Pennsylvania. Where the fuck's that at, Bet Tech? You've been to Sellis Grove?
No, I've never been. Oh, I'm sure I've driven through it. I'm sure I've been pulled over there driving the fuck through Pennsylvania. As James Carville once beautifully said, Pennsylvania is Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Alabama in the middle.
Yeah, the chat's asking me if I've been to what is that Chincoteague, right? I have been there. Back when I was a really tiny boy. But look, you don't just go into Sellis Grove and get the dub. So I will take Susquehanna to come out victorious. Bet Detective?
Yeah, absolutely. And they know if they do dare beat them in there, you're not getting out of there. That's the thing with Susquehanna. You are fucking, I mean, they will attack your bust at halftime. They will punch your wheels. That's the kind of town that is. So, yeah, give me Susquehanna. Maybe that's how I understand to pronounce it. I think
Susquehanna. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Susquehanna. Yeah,
give me the pricks online. You never know with these pricks online, right? Unless they're giving us money. Moneyline Mac, what are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm sticking with the Riverhawks. Let's go. Susquehanna.
That's what I'm saying. This is all noon slate, guys. So what are you doing at noon? What are you really doing at noon? Huh?
Have you seen the college basketball slate at noon?
Well, I mean, the college sports is what I'm driving home here.
Yeah, Duke and Sparty play at noon. Purdue and Iowa State play at noon too.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit!
You get a TV on Susquehanna.
Give me Sparty there too.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Illinois State heading to the Fargo Dome to take on North Dakota State. Illinois State knocked off Southeast Louisiana down there at Strawberry Stadium in Hammond, Louisiana. Great stadium. Last week. I'm sorry, not last season. Now they're heading to the filthy Fargo Dome to take on these Bison. They played earlier this year. North Dakota State got them 33-16 back on October 4th. The only difference here is that game was in Normal, Illinois. Now they got to go to that filthy Fargo Dome. I will say this though. This was a one-score game deep into the fourth quarter. So before North Dakota State scored 15 in the fourth to flush the toilet on ISU. 23.5 is a big-ass number. But I'll lay it, even with that. Bet Detective, what are you doing here in the Fargo Dome?
It's a rematch. They're off of a bye as well. That is a lot of fucking points, but it is in Fargo. It's too many points. I'll take the points in a rematch here. Why not?
Moneyline McIntosh.
Yeah, I'm on the points too. North Dakota State wins by 17.
We got a battle at Fargo. Done on the Bison. Mac in the box on ISU. Next up, North Dakota heading to Tarleton, Stephenville, Texas. Take on Tarleton State. I'm kind of fascinated by this game. Tarleton State's laying 4.5. North Dakota 8-5, but don't get it twisted. This is a team that lost at K-State 38-35, had a fourth quarter lead with 2 minutes left. They lost to Montana 24-23 in Missoula. They lost to South Dakota 26-21, who's also in the playoffs. They lost to North Dakota State 15-10. They lost to South Dakota State 34-31 in overtime. They've had some heartbreaking losses this season. They're catching 4.5 against Tarleton State, who's 11-1. They beat Army at Army, and Tarleton State has spent a shit ton of money. They're trying to go FBS. I'm on these Fighting Sioux. I think they're going to stay in this game. So I will take the 4.5. Sprinkle that plus 170 money line. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
I'm with you. I think they get the outright upset here. I like North Dakota in this game. I think they can slow the run down enough a little bit. It'll be a tight game, obviously. But this line was 6 down to 4.5. The same thing. But yeah, give me the points and money line's live.
Money line Mac.
Triple lock, North Dakota, baby. Short road favorite. I think they got a shot to get this thing done down there in Texas.
Purple Lock on the fight Sioux. Next up, Minnesota State. These Mavericks, these pesky Mavericks, Bet Detective. They're heading at Big Rapids, Michigan. Take on Ferris State. Ferris State, last year, if you watched them, they had this quarterback named Trinidad Chambliss, who might even get a trip to New York City out of all this. Heisman candidate. Ferris State's been a fucking wagon. I've been a big fan of this program. They opened up the D2 playoffs by taking on Northwood and winning 65-14. Then last week in a blizzard, Ashland went up 14-0 on Ferris State before Ferris State went into fuck you mode and beat them 56-24. Now Minnesota State on the other side, they took down Findlay 37-14 in the first round of the playoffs. And last week, IU Indy, they won by 8. Now, you know, this one, I'm setting this line at 17.5. Ferris State laid at 17.5. Bet Detective. I'm on Ferris State. You can't fade these Bulldogs. What are you doing here?
What am I doing here?
Yes, you did come from Ferris State. Yeah.
I'm questioning. When the show first started, I'm like, 43 slides. That seems kind of reasonable. I only see 20 games on the board. I wonder how Colby got 43 slides involved. Well, we're breaking down we're breaking down Minnesota State, Ferris State. He's making up lines for it. I'll set this at 17. What are we doing? What am I doing? I'm telling you, go fuck yourself. That's what I'm doing.
Look, next time,
what other show? Yeah. What other show is talking? This is the heartbeat of college football, man. All right,
I agree. Two great logos you pulled up there. That's for sure.
Ferris State, I'm telling you, they're a legit program. I actually think they would beat the shit out of a lot of MAC teams.
You could argue Ferris State.
Yeah.
You could argue Ferris State's what got Lane Kiffin the fucking LSU job.
Yeah, you can certainly say that.
That Chambliss, he got Lane the fucking LSU job.
This is another one where you throw your Upper Iowa. I'm like, you can't have a Northern Iowa and Upper Iowa. You can't have a Grand Rapids and a Big Rapids. What are these knockoff fucking names? No Big Rapids. There's already a Grand Rapids.
It's a stupid Michigan State that beating fucking swears by. A fucking piece of shit.
All I know is this: Ferris State currently has the most D2 players in the NFL at 5. Mm-hmm. 5. Hell, that's more than. That's probably more than a
lot of us. Absolutely.
Yeah, Ferris State lay it. Save Ferris says stacking the money green. All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stacking the Money Green. Shout out to Stacking the Money Green. I don't know if you're just joining us, but we already gave condolences to your Dome football contest entry, your TMZ entry. You probably didn't hear, but Colby was talking shit about you guys and the games you only allowed him to play. That's why we guys beat you.
Stant Brothers will be repping next year.
Yeah, he's already talking about entering the transfer portal and bringing his brother in.
Already.
Yeah, bringing his brother in. He's hitting the transfer portal. He's going from school to school, year in, year out. He's basically Nico, for crying out loud.
Nico Dan over there. I'm going to come on Leo.
Yeah. So that probably helps. That probably helps your team, TMZ. You dropped the cancer room, locker room cancer. I mean.
I'll say this though, if you want, I think Ferris State and Harding are on a collision course to meet. To me, sure. Harding. Honestly, this is how you know the real ones from the fake ones. If you haven't checked out Harding's offense, they're running the flex bone.
Yeah, Sean wants to clarify. He's not calling you a hoe. He says your actions are of a hoe.
Yeah.
I love when that reporter said that to Lane. Lane, I didn't call you a hoe. I said your actions were of a hoe. You have to agree with that,
right? Look, Colby Kiffin over here.
All I need is a couple of golden retrievers. All right,
yeah.
Let me just get a couple golden retrievers, just like Kirk. And
Sean was on the hot yoga message board with the girlies talking shit about Lane and is doing his jumping jacks while everyone's in baby position.
So we're all on Ferris State, just like that. That's our analysis there.
Yes. They're on a collision course.
They are on a collision course. Newberry, these Wolves heading into Albany State.
Look alive. Yeah, they even got Mac to leave.
Yeah.
Newberry even got him to go get a new drink.
So let me walk you through what's going on here with Newberry. Newberry is the 3 seed. Albany State, the 1 seed. So Newberry takes down Kentucky State, the Thoroughbreds, 45-24 in the first round. Then they upset the 2 seed West Florida, who went deep into the playoffs a season ago, 24-17. Meanwhile, Albany State, the 1 seed, barely got past Valdosta State, Mike Leach's old stomping grounds, 35-30 in the first round. Then the second round, they played Benedict. And they beat Benedict 14-12, man. They've been living on the edge, this Albany State team is. So I think Newberry and these Wolves will be howling at the fucking moon here. They're going to come in and win this thing outright against Albany. Get this Golden Ram bullshit out of here. What are you doing here, Bet Detective?
Yeah, I don't like southern states that have northern cities like Albany, Georgia, Philadelphia, Mississippi. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah.
Give me fucking take some southern pride.
Unoriginal fucking towns.
Take some pride in yourself. Don't be ripping off Yankee cities for your state. I agree. These Wolves are going to be howling down there to get the outright. What's the line you made up for this?
I think Albany State's laid 7.5 last time I checked.
Money line is live.
Yeah, looking live.
You're looking live
at
at
the
Money
Wolves.
Live with Newberry.
Mac, word is you were interested in taking the Golden Rams here. Is that true?
I'm a Newberry Wolf, man. It's right down the road from Columbia. When I was there, they were an exhibition game. They were a nice 40-minute press. We're gonna bring that to the football field.
There we go. There we go. Let's go. Next up, we have the Heritage Bowl. Corsana. This isn't even part of the playoffs, Bet Detective. We're going to the Heritage Bowl. Corsana.
Yeah, I know. Because if you would have told me this beforehand,
Texas.
I would not be plugged in right now.
Well, West Texas A&M used to have Ryan Leaf on their staff. He might have had a few cocktails and a few painkillers, had a good time.
Is that where he busts into a window to grab some pills?
Yeah, he's just having a good time.
He didn't mean to do it.
Now they're taking out Arkansas Tech. Who knew technology had hit the great state of Arkansas? This one, guys. This is one we got to watch. All right, what are you doing?
What a logo there! It's coming out of your template there.
Oh yeah,
like pushing the boundaries.
That's what I'm saying. Arkansas Tech, man, this technology.
What an oxymoron! Arkansas and technology.
It's a border battle too, buddy.
Yeah, I know it is.
It's the last school left with fax classes, and they've got a typewriting class, I believe.
How's there a tech school in Arkansas, says Gage. Right. Guys, we got to load up. This is my point on us loading up on West Texas A&M. All right. They're going to have the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They're going to have the crowd. They're going to get this Heritage Bowl dub. So let's go. Let's get this team. I'm telling you, West Texas A&M has been kind of a power over the years. So this is all available. ESPN Plus. Get out there.
Get out there.
Yeah. Free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. This is America, man. This is the heart. This is why football is the greatest. Yeah. This is heritage. This is technology.
How far is this from Texarkana?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Texarkana. Remember the city that borders Texas and Arkansas? It's in both parts.
Yeah, I have no idea, but yes, I'm sure it's Texas is such a huge state. I got where the fuck is Corsicana? Can someone load that up?
I'm looking this up. Let's see.
I remember when George W. was given this great. Have you seen this shit? Have you seen this shit where George W. was like, as you might recall, I was at a park in Botswana.
That was like on E-Bombs World, wasn't it? Back in the day. Those hilarious George Bush videos.
I'm pretty sure it's just outside of Dallas, like a little south of Dallas.
Right. Okay. West Texas A&M's going to show up and win this thing. They're not going to get embarrassed in Dallas. You guys with me or what?
It's right outside Waco. I'll take A&M. West Texas A&M. They got the better logo too.
Yeah, they do. Next up, we got Wheaton taking on DePaul. How about Greencastle, Indiana, Bet Detective? DePaul went into Wisconsin Whitewater last week in the middle of a fucking snowstorm and took down Wisconsin Whitewater. They returned to Greencastle to welcome in this Wheaton Thunder bullshit. DePaul is a team of destiny. Give me DePaul. Greencastle, Indiana will be rocking for this Bat Detective, you been to Greencastle?
I have not been to Greencastle. I've been all over the great state.
You live in Chicago. I feel like you've done stand-up in Greencastle.
I've gone to many places in Indiana. All terrible. A lot of them just I mean, a lot of the casinos and definitely shows out there in Gary and whatnot, and Hammond, and plenty of places through Indiana. Terrible, terrible state. But I'll go with you. Give me DePaul here.
They got the Putnam County Playhouse there in Greencastle.
Yeah, they do. Absolutely. I know Greencastle. I just never been there.
Okay. DePaul, Moneyline Mac, what are you doing here?
I think I took DePaul.
DePaul.
There you go. RuPaul.
RuPaul.
Shout out to
RuPaul.
Chandler giving us $2. Appreciate you, Chandler.
He likes DePaul Weeden game.
Next up, I swear we're almost done. I
know the chat goes, this shit's not even real. I agree, chat. Colby could do this show in the garage by himself, have himself a great time. And why is he punishing all of us with this?
St. John's, Minnesota is in River Falls, Wisconsin.
Rick Pitino's coaching this team on the left.
Happy holidays.
This is his version of Saul. He's just torturing all of us. But pick these games that he's making up. He's making up lines.
River Falls, Wisconsin's going to be rocking. All right, it's gonna be rocking. Tell me you've been there, Bat Detective. Good old River Falls.
Well, that's not a plastic tree, by the way. Dirty cocktail napkin. I cut this down in the arms of Los Feliz here in Los Angeles, off a hipster's balcony. Had some tomatoes on it. No, it's a fig tree, but you're right. But the point is, I have been to Wisconsin River Falls. It's beautiful. A lot of Wisconsin's beautiful. A lot of hits.
Isn't that right on the border? On the border.
Yeah, it's right there.
Right on the border, taking on St. John's, Minnesota. So I know what you're thinking out there. Colby, give me the breakdown of this game. What happened? How did we get to this point of the season here? Well, I'll tell you, St. John's took down Monmouth, Illinois, 49-15 in the opener. All right, where River Falls on the other side of things. They had a bye week as well as St. John's.
What is that River Falls logo? What is that?
I believe that is a bird. It's kind of a hawk or something.
With an Indian headsress on?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure, but I can tell you this: those little California boys. These little California boys came up to River Falls, Wisconsin last week.
Mm-hmm.
Chapman University down there in Orange County. They got beat down 58-7.
Yeah, River Falls is
in
nasty.
a blizzard.
Yeah, they're nasty up there.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
Was St. John's, Minnesota had that coach who never punted? Who never kicked, whatever, and he did laterals.
That might have been. Are you talking like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
That might have been.
I think
that might have been. Yeah. So we got a barn burner going on River Falls. I'm on River Falls. You don't just step in. I know this is Minnesota, Wisconsin's regionality, college football 101. All right. I don't want to hear about this bullshit. All right.
You're not.
Committee.
No one's gonna
do
give
you
you
think
that
the committee's
bullshit.
watching this? I don't think they're watching this. Right. You think you're a check, Hunter? You're a check? Let me tell you about the first half. It was close. Watch the 4th and 2 in River Falls, buddy. I got River Falls being the it's a border battle though, so you got to watch out. I think St. John's might have some fans show up.
I was just gonna say, Colby Chandler dropped us $2.
Yeah, shout out to Chandler.
And I think he was trying to put this question in the donation. So here you go.
Appreciate you, Chandler. Washington, UCLA. It's a basketball play. I'm on the UCLA Bruins. I believe Max on the UCLA Bruins. Bat Detective, what are you doing in this one?
I didn't take anything, but
yeah, you got close. Got close right there.
Well, I liked Washington. I was going to play Washington just because it was starting before our show started. So I asked you fellas. You guys were both on UCLA, so I stayed away. But I was on. I wanted Washington, but
I tried to tell you Huskies, CJ.
I know.
Shout out to Gatsby in the chat. He's dropping knowledge. All right, let's go. London Fletcher reference. Don fucking Shula. I told my Shula Steakhouse story. There we go.
Is it time they change the Coach of the Year award to the Don Shula Award, for God's sakes?
I don't like all that changing shit, though. They're trying to change the Jerry West thing, try to make it the LeBron Award or something.
But it's not anything now. It's just Coach of the Year. Make it the Don Shula Award.
Oh, yeah, I do like that then. Okay. That's right.
And shout out London Fletcher. And shout out London Fletcher anytime you can mention his name on the show.
That's true. Big London Fletcher fan.
Love London
Great
Fletcher.
tackle in the Super Bowl.
He was the fucking best.
All right, Wisconsin lacrosse is heading to Naperville.
No, you're looking live in Naperville. We're
I'll tell
the
you
best IKEA in the Chicagoland area.
If you've watched North Central over the past 4 or 5 years, they are a fucking wagon.
Yeah.
Right? I'm excited for this one. Wisconsin lacrosse with your little birds there in Wisconsin.
It's a brand name.
You're gonna be thinking you're
brand name.
playing fucking lacrosse when you go into Naperville. All right. North Central is gonna take these boys down. Go for the meatballs at the IKEA afterwards.
Yeah.
Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
What is this made up line here for this game?
I got Central laying 6.5.
That's good value. That's good value. I got to lock up that Colby line. Give me the points down with lacrosse. Lacrosse is a name brand program there, and fuck Naperville. I've had bad times out there. The Improv's out there by the mall. It's a whole fucking thing.
Bad times. There's fucking fans. They come out there. It's some comedy.
God.
Don't even let you cross the line a little bit.
Not on. They have 800 seats. You can only fucking fill up 200. It's just ridiculous.
Mac, what are you doing here in Naperville?
I'll take North Central. I'll fade the lacrosse team.
Okay.
Yeah, and shout out to Sammy. I could tell Sammy knows. He knows a thing or two.
Yes, triple option.
Are we at the game yet?
No. Wisconsin-Platteville is heading to Arden Hills. Take on Bethel. Bet Detective, you know Arden Hills, brother. You've been to Arden Hills many a time. Look, I got this breakdown for you, you crazy bastards. All right. Look, Bethel is been a wagon. All right. Bethel, they know what they're doing when it comes to D3 football. I remember them last year having quite a decent run. Bethel had a bye week, which they were so good they had a fucking bye week. And then Co College, who took down Concordia, Wisconsin, 44-7 in the opener. Co College, that's Marv Levy's alma mater, Bet Detective. They thought they could play this Bethel, Minnesota team tough. Well, no, they got shit on, 51-26. Right? Now, I will say this. Platteville took down Alma, and they had a bye as well. Wisconsin-Platteville took down Alma, won 24-7. Great defensive performance.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going into Arden Hills. A lot of things happen in Arden Hills you don't want to know about. All right, Bethel is going to get this done. I got them laying 4.5. What are you doing here, Bet Detective?
I woke up a lot of echoes there with Naperville there in the chat. How many Wisconsin teams are in this fucking slide? Just for God's sakes, they're hilarious. I've never been to Bethel. To be honest with you.
Arden Hills, you mean? Arden Hills.
I mean, or the University of Bethel. But yes, Arden Hills, Minnesota. No, yeah, you're right. But this goes all the way back to 2021. Historic rivalry here. Okay. All right, give me Bethel, sure.
I'm on Platte.
The Pios? The Pios, huh?
Yeah, the Pios.
Yeah, I take the Pios.
Are we at the game?
All right, next up. We're going to San Antonio. Barry, these Vikings.
I like it. He sets it up with like, okay, here we go. I'm enough messing around. Let's get to Ohio State. Oh, but first we're at Trinity, the Barry Vikings.
Let me tell you about these Barry Vikings. All right. Barry, they had a bye
Marv
too.
Levy, by the way, from the last slide. Marv Levy still kicking, jogging around in the Chicago area, lives in the city. Wanted to coach the Bills like 5 years ago. What?
Marv he coached the Chicago Blitz.
Yeah, I know he did, dude. He was a great Chiefs coach. Yeah. I mean, he was great. But he still jogs around in Chicago, like in his 90s.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Barry College had a bye week last, the open 2 weeks ago. LaGrange took down Framingham State. Then LaGrange was feeling good about this. So we can take down this Barry bullshit.
He froze.
Oh my God.
14 in a defense.
Way out of this.
Trinity to Hardin Simmons by 10 sets up for quite the classic.
Sure
quite the classic. I'm on Trinity. I don't just walk into San Antonio and get this thing done. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
I agree with Patty Ice. Trinity, lay it. Next slide.
Trinity, Texas, baby. Trinity, Texas. Take the Texas boys down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go. Next up, Oh, there we
now
finally
I know for a fact you guys already talked about this damn fucking.
Well, Lindsey
because
Wilson.
Mac tweeted this at me last night. Screenshot off his laptop, looking live. Bet detective, who do you got? At old Lindsey Wilson.
Well, look,
who may or may not be a barfly Mac took home last night.
You never know.
Morgantown.
Let me tell you about, first off, if you followed the NAIA, Grandview has been balling out for a few years here. And with Lindsey Wilson, I understand Mac thinks he might know a Lindsey Wilson. He might have done Molly with Lindsey Wilson recently.
Nice gal.
I thought it was weird because when I the fuck is that? When I referenced this, he said the
only thing on my mind, Gene, was pussy.
Guys, Grandview, I mean, you don't just walk in to fucking Des Moines. This Grandview football team has been going over the past couple of years, all right?
All right.
That is a factor. I'm surprised you didn't hear about him from your ex.
I hear a lot of shit from my ex.
Yeah, surprised
not about this game.
What? She's not asking about old Lindsey?
Yeah, not asking about old Lindsey Wilson.
Let me just tell you, they're the reigning champs of the NAIA. They went 14-0 last year, and they were 11-2 the year before. They reached the quarterfinals in 22. All right? So, I mean, they've just put together a really good program. So I think your little bitch, Lindsey Wilson, she's going to have you really rethinking your ink, I think, Moneyline McIntosh, because I think Grandview, they're not going to put up with this bullshit. I think we lay the 10.5 with Grandview. We get it done here. Mac, you in?
No. Lindsey Wilson moneyline, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
I smoke and I drink, and I don't have stress, and I'm healthy.
Everybody at the fishbowl with Lindsey Wilson.
If you're in Des Moines, you got to hit this game. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
No, but you're right. Bringing up the X. That's what actually started the whole downfall. She looked at my phone and goes, who the hell is Lindsey Wilson? I go, it's a bet. I'm taking the points, babe. There's no school named Lindsey Wilson. She knows Grandview. She knows Des Moines. I'll lay with Grandview. Let's go.
All right. Next up, we will jump on over to Fort Lauderdale. Marion College is taking on Kaiser Permanente. Fort Lauderdale, Kaiser's been a wagon, guys. You can't get in front of this Kaiser train. I know Max said last night he thinks Marion could be live. Kaiser laid a good 10.5. I think Kaiser flushes the toilet on this Marion dream. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
When you say comments like Max said last night that Marion could be live.
Well, there's line movement.
No, is that what happened? We have to revisit this game. I mean, is this just an exercise in pain for me? You're just trying to fucking torture me with this shit? Listen, I've been to Fort Lauderdale, gorgeous town. That always lay it with Kaiser. That's Kaiser roll. If you
the SWAC championship.
Yes.
Way go into the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, now this I can handle.
Prairie View. Tremaine Jackson doing a great job in year one, coming over from Valdosta State, heading to Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium, one of the greatest stadiums in all of America.
Yes.
Yes, Johnny Unitas has played at this very field. You got Archie Manning, Eli Manning, you got all that shit. Even Travis Hunter and Shador. Shador's what is he? 1-0? 2-0? What is he?
He is 1-1.
Okay.
He lost to the Niners, beat the Raiders. He's gonna be 2-1 after this week. They're beating the Titans.
No, there you go. Now we're getting things done. Prairie View's catching 8.5 now. 7.5 yesterday. I see line movement. Jackson State. Last time they played, it's been a few years, believe it or not, with the SWAC two divisions there. Won 27-10, but that was back when they had Coach Prime. Plus 270 moneyline dog. Ooh. I am on top of it. Give me Prairie View to take down TC Taylor's bunch. Big upset brewing here. Big upset brewing. This game's on ESPN2, nationally televised, boys.
Love it.
Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
I'm taking Jackson State. I hear what you're saying with Prairie View. It should be a good game, but Yeah, give me Jackson State all day here. They go to the Celebration Bowl after this, you're saying?
Yes, to take on South Carolina State, waiting for them for the
Jackson State
the Black National Championship. They've called it before as well.
Love it. I love that game.
Yeah, me too. Chandler Rickman in the chat giving us $20. Washington UCLA play again. All right,
in play. What's that score right now?
25-all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still what Washington's still getting 2.5 points or something at 25-all.
Ooh. What a dunk in the Santa Clara game.
My God.
Shit, we got to fight. We got to fight. There we go. You watching this?
Yeah, that dude just fucking.
It was his own teammate, though, I thought. Didn't his teammate kind of push it into him? Dixie State ain't putting up with that bullshit. You're going to dunk it? We're going to punch you. There we go.
Shit. Was that real? I was like, holy shit, he just fucking punched the shit out of him.
Well, I mean, that's what you got. Sometimes you're getting beat. When I lost a men's league basketball game by 96, I really thought our best option, and I really thought about this as a timeout, was like, I got to punch this guy. There was a dude from Iowa State just dropping threes on us nonstop.
Show the replay.
And I was like, we got to punch this guy. Someone's got to punch him in the face. That's the only way we can not lose by 100. So I get it. I get it.
That.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, they ran it up a little bit. They could have. There's no shot clock in men's league. This was the comics league too. This motherfucker never did stand up. We had this is all through the Comedy Store. I'd never seen this dude do stand up once in his life.
Yeah.
And he was just wet. He was just so. They had a big man that was.
You took him out?
No, I didn't punch him. But I was considering saying we have to do this.
Yeah, a little arch
my team was pissing me off, man. You know, like Renee Lancaster. You know Renee?
Yep.
Please show the replay. Like, what is this? I want to see that punch.
I was like, we got to dribble this clock out. We got to go four corners. I'm not losing by 100. This shit hurts my soul.
Can't lose by 100. Can't lose by 100.
Yeah. These people didn't know the concept. It was a bunch of soccer players on my team. They didn't know the concept of dribbling out the clock. They're like, no, let's just run up and shoot. I go, dude, this is. I checked myself out of the game, like the 2-minute mark. The ref told me, he's like, man, I've been reffing for a while. It's like a 70-year-old black dude. He's like, I ain't ever seen some shit like this. 96 points. The fucking team was doing selfies with the scoreboard, right? I mean, come on, that's when you know.
Come on.
That's when you know. Mac, what are you doing in this game?
So the little white guy got dunked on, and then the guy got in his fucking face, so he just punched him. For the little white guy punched him right in the face. Shout out to Dixie State. That was fucking hilarious. Oh, it's great.
Look, everyone's pointing at the replay. Look at this. Hold on. ESPN Plus, they didn't have the replay, so they cut to a kid's phone watching it where he rewound it, and you're watching the replay on a guy's phone.
Fucking, he just gets dunked out and fucking clocks him.
Pat Beverly style when he showed the camera to the ref. Look, he's out
Santa
of bounds
Clara,
here.
Dixie State, hilarious.
Great. I'm on Prairie View, man. I always take the dog in this game. This is fucking hilarious.
It's a great game. This is a great game. Let's go. We got a battle here. Next up, we are going to the likes of Bozeman, Montana. One of the best stories in all of college football last weekend was the Yale Bulldogs pulling a Frank Wright of their own, Bet Detective, down 35-7 against our boy John's Youngstown State Penguins at the Icebox.
We were on them when they're upset over Harvard a couple weeks ago.
That's right.
That was great. We called that perfectly.
And then they walk into the Ice Palace and they put it on them.
Unbelievable.
Now they go to Bozeman.
And I have a quick bone to pick. That made Scott Van Pelt's bad beats.
I saw that.
Which it was bullshit. Yale came back and won the game. Like if they come back and win the game, like I'm not saying that's a throw a blanket over all of them. Obviously, the Arizona Cardinals versus Titans game was a bad beat, even though because they lost the game. But Yale came back and won the game. It was a great comeback. Yeah, you thought you had it, but that wasn't a bad beat.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, they won the game. They didn't backdoor it. They won the fucking game. Who's that running back?
Hold on. I was just watching the running back. Sorry, I just love the punch to the foot. We're watching. Just he gets dunked on and just says, "Yeah, Fuck you, dude. Punches him in the face. You're referring to Pitzenberger, I think his name.
Yeah,
Josh
Pitzenberger.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Dude, broke a fucking like 80-yard run that
Yeah,
game. He ran for 209, I think it was, or 210. One of the
that was great. I mean, that was amazing. That was an amazing game. It was 28 at halftime or some shit, but now they're getting 28
and a half.
Now they're gonna get their backs blown out.
Lay it. 42. This is actually they're gonna score 50. Montana State's gonna score 50.
Montana State's gonna beat the living bejesus out of them.
Night Ivy League.
Yeah.
You're gonna get fucking boat raced.
We got a triple lock in Bozeman here as the Bulldogs of Yale. I do love the Ivy. I got to commend them for being a part of the party.
Shout out to Yale. Shout out to the Ivy.
Well, long overdue. You should have been in the FCS playoffs this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So finally got your shit together. You got a win under your belt. Build on it. Triple lock on Montana State. Next up, we are going to Nagastosius, where this is an awesome rivalry. This is actually, in my opinion, I think this might be the FCS game. This or the next one, the FCS game I want to see most. Abilene Christian is headed to Nagastosius to take on Stephen F. Austin. Big time rivalry. Doesn't matter the sport. SFA laying flat four. Over under at 49.5 and plus 160 on the money line there for Abilene. Abilene beat them earlier in the year back on September 6th, 28-20, one score game that I believe me and Mac were on Abilene in the points there or as a dog. I think we cashed on that if memory serves me correct. I'm on Stephen F. Austin here. I think revenge is being served. I'm laying the floor. You're at home. You got beat this year. I know how this rivalry works. Lay the floor with the Lumberjacks. Bet detective?
No, I think it was a close game. I'll take the 4 points here. Both teams have gotten better since that game. You got to be able to run the ball. And in that first matchup, they held them to 52 yards on 33 attempts.
Yeah. What are they saying? I can't say. What are you talking about here?
The first matchup between Abilene and Stephen F. Austin.
No, when you paused saying Nagastosius, I think you said Naga and stopped, and it was the un poquito.
Well, it's
we already
tricky.
talked about John Rocker. We already passed that.
Yeah. You got Northwestern State that plays in Natchitoches, and there's Naga. It's too much. Change these fucking towns. All right? Change these fucking towns. Anyway.
He's not saying what the fuck everybody's implying.
Bet detective, what are you doing here?
I'm taking the points with Abilene.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
Wow.
We'll do battle. I think this is a field goal game. I can't wait to watch this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually a fire game. You're gonna have the whole town here. You close down the corner store for this one. All right. Yeah. We got a battle. Dundee on the Jacks. Mac in the box on the Wildcats. Next up, we are going to Missoula. This is probably the best game, actually. South Dakota State has won 2 straight against Montana. And these are just juggernauts. These teams, me and Mac got a lot of ridicule, Bet Detective, on our preview series when we locked up the over on Missouri State and Delaware. And both are fucking bowling in year 1, right? You cash that thing because people don't realize how good the FCS is.
Right.
I'll put it like this. You put Montana in the Mountain West, they're bowling every fucking year. You put South Dakota State in the Mountain West, they're bowling every fucking year. These are legit programs. Montana, last FBS they played, they went to Washington and won.
Yeah.
All right. Like, they're a legit fucking program. South Dakota State, same thing. They beat Colorado State like 42-7.
Mm-hmm.
This is high level football here. Montana, this line was at 1 2 days ago or yesterday, Mac. Now it's at 2. Montana laying 2. I'm sticking to my guns with the Grizz, but I'm kind of fascinated by this game because I tend to like the teams that normally get the first game out of the way already, and South Dakota State got to do that. So but I just think they've ended their season over the past couple of years I think this is something they got to get off their back here, especially the last time they played the Brawl of the Wild shit. They lost a close game there with the fumble late. So I'm taking the Grizz to get over the hump here. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm taking Montana. They have so much talent here. Is their quarterback playing? Was it Chase Mason as their quarterback?
Yeah, he's playing. He played last week, and he played his ass off last week. I heard heard New Hampshire's coach say that this guy's going to be in the NFL. He said, this guy's an NFL player and potentially a starter. He threw for 230. He only had 4 incompletions all last week. Chase Mason, he was out since October, but played last week.
Even a backup, Jack Henry was pretty good, but with Mason, I mean, they have and they have other talent in the trio. Who's that receiver or Yacht? You like Gilman?
Yeah, Ayat. Yes. Look, well, he's lineage at Montana because I remember late in the '90s, early 2000s, they had. I want to say his name was Brian Ayat.
Yeah,
I'm drawing a blank on his first name. Ayat was a quarterback there that balled out for Montana, so I believe he is lineage.
Yeah.
Going through Missoula.
And the defense is second in the nation in interceptions, so they should guard a few more possessions. Yeah, give me Montana here.
Mac, what are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah, I like the Grizz. South Dakota State ended their season. I think it's Montana's turn to return the favor here. Give Missoula, Montana. Let's go.
Triple lock on the Grizz.
Friends forever will be together. We're up top 'cause we play to win.
Yes, Gronowski was at South Dakota State last year. So, I mean, look, South Dakota State's got a great program. Pierre Strong. I mean, you can go on and on about some of that. Adam Vinatieri, right? UT Permian Basin is heading
taking
to
an official break here to go to bed.
Searcy.
As soon as I saw Basin.
What you don't know,
UT
is
PB.
that Harding's the most entertaining team in all levels of college football. I highly recommend for you guys to watch Harding. Their program's incredible. They're on a collision course to meet Ferris State, which I think will be one of the most interesting college football games the entire year. Laying it with Harding. They're going to stick it to Permian Basin. They got the big win at Western Colorado last week. What are you doing here?
Yep, Harding, lay it. They're they're wagging.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Candy Bowl, Hobart, Indiana. I want to know, Bet Detective's been to beautiful Hobart, Indiana. Where the fuck is Hobart, Indiana? I'm looking at this thing right here. Where is Hobart? That's by. There's a town called New Chicago. That's hilarious. Yeah,
New Chicago in Indiana.
Yeah, in Indiana, I think there's a New Chicago in Indiana. I'm assuming that's in Indiana. I can't really see the state line here, but it's really close to Hobart.
We gotta get his. We gotta get his opinion on this.
Yeah, we gotta get the Candy Bowl shit. Carlton's been there. He says.
What does CJ think about? I saw you flash this last night on the screen.
They're gutless wonders. They didn't want to jump in this one, but I can tell you this: Upper Iowa is my play. Upper Iowa, I think they were fired a year ago. Hillsdale's kind of the new pony on the scene here. I think Upper Iowa is going to come down to Hobart and teach them a thing or two about this Candy Bowl. You got to tune into this. This is this Saturday, folks. What are you doing?
What time is this at? 3:00?
Yeah. I think 3. You're right. Yeah. Well, for local, I don't know. For local.
2:00 local.
Yeah. I think that would be 2:00 local. Let me double check that.
The Candy Bowl. How did they come up with this name?
Well, that's the best part about college football, man. When you do a deep dive, there used to be the Refrigerator Bowl. There used to be all these ones. Honestly, like, you better pray we never make money, like legit big time fucking money, SGPN, because I would love to bring back some of the fantastic historic bowls. This is what I would throw my money into. All right, Don, do you want to cure all this other shit, or you want to throw money into a bowl? Throw money into a bowl. Let's go. The Candy Bowl in Hobart, Indiana. I know Bet Detective, very familiar with Hobart.
Candy Bowl.
This is something that I know you sit there, you joke. Yeah, I got your little jokes. The Candy Bowl is a legit bowl game. It's been a great bowl game. So,
Upper Iowa is not a real thing. You already have Northern Iowa. There's no such thing as a fucking Upper Iowa.
Well, last season, Truman State won the Candy Bowl against Tiffin, 29-10. The year before that, Ashland in a this is a one-score game, 23-20 overtime play against McKendree, got it done. And get this, in addition to the Candy Bowl, their trophy is a replica of the leg lamp from the film A Christmas Story. You sons of bitches talking trash about the Candy Bowl.
So this tradition goes way back.
Oh, way back, buddy. Way back. All right. To I think it was named a different bowl, but it was the bowl game does go back, but the Candy Bowl I think it's only been there for like I don't know a certain amount of years, but it was a different name prior to that.
All right.
So who you got? I got Upper Iowa. What do you think of Upper Iowa in general? Like I know you shit on a lot of these Iowa schools. Is Upper Iowa cool for you, or?
I don't think it's a real thing, Upper Iowa. It's not a thing. There's no lower Iowa. That's what you talk about. Like that's how you talk about like neighborhoods and cities, like Lower Manhattan or some shit. So there's no Upper Iowa. You're in fucking Northern Iowa, downtown Iowa, John Deere, Iowa, wherever the fuck else it is out there, or you're in Nebraska.
I'm on Upper Iowa. I think you're on Hillsdale. That's your analysis. You're taking Hillsdale.
And Gummy Bears suck.
Wow. Look, some of the defunct bowl games that are out there. Like I said, the Refrigerator Bowl was one that happened for a long time. I would like to bring that back. Wow. There was the Raisin Bowl. There's the Shrimp Bowl. How about the fucking Shrimp Bowl that existed from 52 to 59? Right. I'm telling you, there's a shit ton. How about the Cigar Bowl? The Cigar Bowl, Tampa, Florida, from 47 to 54. Trying to bring back the Oil Bowl. You know about the Oil Bowl? Georgia Tech won the Oil Bowl back in 47 against St. Mary's.
I don't believe unless there's a slide for it.
Oh, I'll work on that.
Give me a Cigar Bowl slide next week, will you?
Let's go. Mac, I'm sorry. Who'd you go with here, buddy?
I went with Upper Iowa. They're a live dog.
Yeah. I completely agree. Benedictine is taking on Friends. This is an in-state battle in Wichita. Friends, how many of us have them? Bet Detective thinking long and hard about his friendship with us. But look, this is a Friends home play for me. They're laying 4.5. Got to go with the Falcons. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Is Friends like in a Quaker school or something like that? What's the deal with Friends as a nickname? It seems cultish.
I don't know the history of Friends University. I can only tell you that their football program is legit.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you don't go to Wichita and come out of the win. Shout out to Jack White with a halftime performance of that Lions game, bringing out Eminem. That was great.
There you go. Underline McIntyre
with the Wichita song.
I'm on the Falcons of Friends. Okay. We're gonna fade Benedictine.
Yeah,
this Benedictine bullshit out of here. Next up, College of Idaho, Montana Tech. My favorite matchup there in Butte. You don't walk into Butte. You might remember this. Their famous head coach that said this.
They were like a hobo on a ham sandwich. They were going hard. It's kind of like watching your mother-in-law go off a cliff in a Cadillac. You got mixed feelings.
That is Bob Green, the voice of Bob Green, who was a legendary coach at Montana Tech. I got the.
He's on Cameo right now.
Is he? I need to jump over there, talk to Bob Green.
You can get a few of those sound bites on you for a small fee.
Let's go. Montana Tech.
We should take our tip money and get nothing but cameos from him and other great coaches.
Well, you've been holding out that Holtz one. I kind of want to get that Holtz one from you.
You better get him before he goes.
I can tell by your clip. I can tell by your clip where it's like.
I might have the last live recording of Lou Holtz.
Montana Tech. They're laying a solid 9.5 here. What are you doing here, Bet Detective?
No problem. Lay with the Tech.
Yeah,
I'm on Montana Tech too. Home team.
Love the border battle. Next up, Georgia and Alabama. This team's, I don't know, kind of like Montana Tech and College Idaho better. Look, especially when it's played at this filthy dome, the Dogs. The Dogs are coming off of a loss to Bama, last time they played. Now they're laying 2.5 in Atlanta. Kalen DeBoer has been incredible against top 25 teams throughout his career. I'm all over Georgia here. You just had the Iron Bowl. Give me Georgia. You got another thing. I think the big thing from the Iron Bowl was, and what's the status with the? He's uploaded from doubtful to questionable. Jam Miller. That is interesting. But I'm on the Dogs to stick it to the Tide. The only thing is, because the Dogs are playing for the bye, right? So there's a reason to show up here. Give me the Dogs. Lay in the 2.5. They've been playing a lot better since the last time they played. Alabama, I still think is kind of phony. Bet Detective, what are you doing here? By the way, I should mention that last week against Auburn, Auburn outgained Alabama by like 200 yards. They're the best team in the nation, right? What are you doing here, buddy?
I know. Well, yardage does determine everything in a game for sure. And what a gutsy call by DeBoer last week. That's what
I don't even understand that.
Gutsy call.
It was like Austin Powers hitting on 4 and
Right.
blackjack. It was like, wait, don't you just want the lead?
Yeah.
I mean, initially I'm like, I'm just going to pound Georgia here. Rematch in the Georgia Dome too as well. Alabama definitely needs to win this thing though, for sure. And they do play Georgia well. And they were obviously in control the first time around. Now Georgia's not the same team. And then they kind of just sat on the game, I'd say. So there is kind of value, I think, with them grabbing the 2.5. I like the over in this game, to be honest with you. These SEC title games always have something silly going on. 47 seems like a low number. Give me the over here. I'll take Georgia. Georgia's getting better and better. And Alabama's been, playing with fire.
Yeah.
But I would not be shocked if Alabama wins this game, though, either.
Yeah. No, I mean, these games are, I wouldn't be shocked either, man. Like, Alabama's team is still fucking,
especially if Jam Miller plays, that's a huge.
That is substantial because to me,
they can't run the ball.
Without him, they're so fucking one-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
But if Jam Miller plays, that does change it to me. But why would you play him? Because you're in regardless, right? Why would you play him?
I think Alabama's going to win again. I think Alabama more desperate, and like you said, I thought they controlled that game. What's Kirby in this SEC title game now? 0-4 against Alabama.
Is it? Yeah.
They lost 2 years ago in Saban's last game. They lost the national championship year, the one that Georgia won. Alabama smacked them. I think they lost 2 other times. The Jalen Hurts Tua game, I remember that. I'm gonna be on Alabama here again. I think Alabama got their scare out of the way last week. They still need this game like blood. I think that they are able to spread Georgia out just like last time, move the football. And Georgia, I mean, I wasn't impressed with Georgia last week against Georgia Tech.
Well, you were impressed with Bama?
No, I mean that's what I mean. Like I wasn't impressed with both of them. I just think that everybody's trashing Bama more than Georgia's performance.
Well, not me. I mean, I took Georgia Tech. God damn it, they should have won on the money line. I'm joking, but I get that. I think that's a fair statement too. I think both teams didn't look amazing last week.
Yeah, I'm on the Tide, man. Alabama roll Tide. They take the question out of the playoff here and win outright.
Wait, are you telling me there's a world where they don't get in the playoffs?
No, but they'll take the debate out of it.
Anyone that thinks they're not going to be in the playoffs after they got robbed or allegedly robbed, like I said, I think BYU is the real team that got robbed last year. They are going to the playoffs this year. Now that they hopped Notre Dame, there's no way.
They did that. They hopped them just to set them up for a loss here.
In case they lose.
Yes. Bet Detective, you're on the Dogs?
Yeah, I'm on the Dogs, though. Just because
we got a problem.
What's that?
In that Atlanta Dome, too. I mean, they just played there last week, for fuck's sakes.
And DeBoer is fucking awesome as a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he? 6-0 combined against Kirby, Sarkisian, and Lanning. now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Maybe even more than that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whoa. We got a battle. Mac saying roll tide. Dundee and Bet Detective saying go dog. Yeah, I'm with you. Alabama could lose 42. I think they're soundly in now. Next up, we have, this is to me the worst game of the whole week, the whole card, just because no one has any incentive to play. Ohio State's laying 4.5. Because it's in Indianapolis, I actually don't think they'll have the ticket problem that they had a year ago. But give me the Hoosiers to stay within this, but I just don't. I don't understand why you would play your starters much here, especially like Elijah Surratt, their star wideout, who's been hampered by injuries all season. Why even play him? Why even play him? You're still going to get a bye. I understand you won a Big Ten championship. It looks nice. They haven't won a Big Ten championship since the 40s. But, I mean, I know they got a share of one in the 60s, but they didn't get the outright since the 40s. I think this is the worst game of the whole weekend because I don't think it really matters. So give me the Hoosiers plus the points. I probably am not even going to bet this game. Although I will say, like, Signetti might use it to, just take it on the money line, I guess. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, and I bet Signetti wants revenge from last year as well when it got blown out. 38-15, he wasn't even that close. This means more to Indiana. They want to do this. Ohio State, they just beat Michigan. They just slayed their dragon. They just closed the loop on last year. All they care about is playoffs. Now, they will play some of their starters because they don't play for another month until after this, for God's sakes. But you're right. This game means nothing playoff-wise, seeding-wise to either one of them. But in Indianapolis, Hoosiers, Signetti.
I mean, don't you even keep your looks vanilla because you're probably going to play each other again?
That's why I like the under as well.
Yeah.
Under 48.
Why reveal some of your best shit? Why reveal some of your best shit if you know you're going to have to play? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I also think for Indiana, I think they're going to play to win.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's in their home state. When's the last time they beat fucking Ohio State? I also like for a mental advantage if they do.
So you play Elijah Surratt. If you're Signetti, you play him even though he's been dinged up all year.
I think they do because they got drilled last year in the end.
Why play Surratt? I would tell him to wait.
Because it's a Big Ten championship. Like, what's the last time Indiana won a Big Ten championship?
When's the last time they won a national championship?
Well, I think you also need to get over the hump that, hey, we need to see where we can beat Ohio State. I think they've never beaten. I don't remember the last time they beat Ohio State. So I think they're going to play to win. That's not what Signetti does. So I think Indiana's going to win the game outright. The game's in their state, in that stupid dome. I think Ohio State's a team that keeps it very vanilla. They won their Super Bowl last week. Their fans don't even care if they win the Natty now. I mean, they care, but like they're happy. They beat.
Well, they care if they want them to win a Natty. They don't give a shit if they win this game at all. This game literally means nothing. If there's anything in a game that means nothing, it's to Ohio State to this game.
Shout out to Catan in the chat saying, I love the show, but goddamn you. I don't hate, I mean, historically might, but I hate the game because the game has no purpose.
Yeah.
It has no purpose right here.
I was on the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
Defense is absolutely insane.
All right. Final two games on the slate. This one I will be at.
All right.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the ACC for reaching back out to cover this game. Anyone going to the game, hit me up. We'll buy you a beer. They're calling for rain as of yesterday. I don't know. Let me double check that right now. But Virginia, Duke in Bank of America Stadium there. That I don't want to say it's complete trash, but it's pretty much 40 degrees or 38 degrees a kick. Is that what I'm seeing here? No, I am seeing just it went from 60% chance of rain down to 20. So should be noted. But Virginia's laying 3.5. I am on the Duke Blue Devils. I think they're going to beat them outright. Plus 140 on the money line, and they're going to have to answer this JMU Duke question. But yeah, give me the Blue Devils. And I think personally, there's no way they will jump. They will have JMU jump Duke. I mean, I know JMU's ahead of Duke now, but I'm saying like there's no way they're keeping out the ACC champ in a playoff put on by the power conferences. So, CJ, what are you doing here?
I mean, they can't have Duke win this game. If you want to talk about conspiracy theory, you cannot have Duke win this game and put them in the playoffs with 5 fucking losses. It's just gross. I mean, Virginia beat the brakes off them. What was it, 34-17?
Yeah, they played, what was that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, and one of Duke's touchdowns was
15th.
6. Chandler Morris was even banged up. He's healthier now. They outgained him 540 to 255. I know you like the yardage stat. It was 31-3 at the end of the third quarter of this game. I mean, this game was an embarrassment. So it is a quick turnaround revenge. I think Virginia wins. They have been the team all year. I mean,
let me just make this point here, because Go Beef says, Colby, you've been on UVA all year. I have been. They have beaten Virginia Tech once in 20 years, and they just got that done. Tell me this isn't a great spot for Duke. There's no pressure for Duke.
No, there is none. But Virginia is such a better defense. That just stands out. Duke's defense is terrible. I just don't see it. And you grind that out through 4 quarters, a small number. Virginia wins this. And like I said, Morris is even healthy this time. I think it's not going to be worse. But
I saw he's applying for a bonus year of eligibility. He's already like a 7-year senior, but he has been injured a lot, so maybe he gets it.
Virginia's just a better complete team. Period.
Mac,
I'm gonna lay it with Virginia. I thought about going Duke just for the chaos route, but they dominated the first matchup. I know it's a quick turn, but Virginia, I think. They kind of hit the wall late October, early November, got a little bit of the injury bug, but ever since then they've been rolling here at Duke, beat the shit out of Virginia Tech. They got that monkey off their back. I think they play loose. I think they play loose and they blow out Duke. I think Virginia has been the best team in the ACC, and I can't believe they're going to the playoffs. I can't believe that they are in a winning your end game.
We got a battle in the ACC. Dundee. Oh, the Devils, the Blue Devils. Mac in the box on the Wahoos. Next up, final game on the slate. These Rhode Island Rams heading all the way out to Davis, California. Late night action.
Oh.
Davis laying 5.5. Tim Plow. Doing a great job at UC Davis. You don't just shout out to R Wright giving us $50.
Okay, can we clarify one thing? Because I see a lot of comments, especially from like the Ohio State fans and Georgia fans. When we say you don't care about the conference championship, we're not saying you don't care. Obviously, you want to win the game. Like you play to win the game.
100%.
If we get to Saturday night and I say, hey, you lost to Indiana, are you going to be fucking banging your head on a wall or fucking drinking yourself into your sorrows like you would have lost to Michigan or potentially the Final Four in the college football playoff? That's what we mean. Like, there's not that – you're not playing desperate on Saturday. You're playing to win. Every team's playing to win. The players and coaches, they get incentives in their contracts if they win the Big Ten championship, SEC championship. But there's not that level of desperation where it's an elimination game.
I was about to say, like, I've read enough coaches' books. I'd be talking out of my ass to say I like whether it was Parcells or Bill Walsh or Joe Gibbs, but I've read those books. I know that when they've clinched the playoffs, right? When they've clinched, it's different in college slightly, but I've read that they purposely did not expose certain plays that they want, because they know they're going to be playing in a more important game in a week or two.
Yes.
So if you think that that's not happening, you're fucking crazy. Like, I truly believe they will not give you looks that they've been practicing for the past few weeks in this game.
It's the system we're in where conference championship games are now sandwich games.
Yeah. Let's lay the three favorites out. All right, if Texas Tech loses to BYU, all right, they drop to the 5 seed. They're hosting a playoff game in Lubbock. They're not losing their mind. Yeah, you're probably pissed for 10 minutes. Ohio State, if you lose to Indiana, yeah, you're pissed, but then you're like, oh shit, we beat Michigan. We're the 2 seed overall. Everything is still right in front of us. We got to win 3 games in the Natty. Same thing for Georgia. Yeah, I hate losing to Alabama. I hate Bama, but all we got to do is win 3 games in 3 weeks, and we're in national champs for the 3rd time in 5 years. That's what we're saying with. It's not a desperate spot. It's not you're playing to win, obviously, but like Virginia Duke, that's a fucking desperate spot. Tulane, North Texas, that's a desperate spot. It's an elimination game for your season.
Shout out to All Right, by the way, giving us $50. Appreciate y'all as always. CJ, what is the most painful submission you've ever been in? Is it this podcast?
It's doing the UC Davis game after the Big Ten championship game.
This one they'll be going all the way. They're going to give you. They're going to unload everything. I would imagine.
Cole, you know what it's turned into? Like for college basketball conference championship week, if you get like in the Big 12 championship, Houston versus fucking Kansas. All right, yeah, I want to win this because we get a trophy, we get a banner. But I know that we got to win 6 games in 6 weeks or 6 games to win the Natty. That's still the biggest goal.
Yeah. That's a good comparison. I think that's fair. And All Right, I would say, I don't know, like I had to go to like one of the worst things I ever did was I went one time I was like dating some girl that she told me to come to her Christmas party, and like what I didn't realize was that it was like her family's Christmas party. I'd only been on like 2 dates with her or something. And I show up and they're all like Christmas carolers. So like they're doing just a solid 45 minutes of singing songs and stuff. It was very strange for me. That was one of the worst experiences of my life of saying like, and then like some of them are coming, like people are coming up to me saying, oh, so she's told you a lot about you, but then you're sitting there and you're trying to be jolly and shit because like everyone's right in front of you singing. It's one of the worst experiences I've ever had to go through. That's just off the top of my head right there. Bet Detective, you got anything else on that?
Nope.
All right. He's trying to get out of here. Look, I actually think this is a great play for UC Davis.
Yeah.
I think UC Davis is going to fuck them up. Rhode Island struggled with the rivals, Central Connecticut State last week. They're going all the way to Davis. The Big Sky's a lot better than the CAA. I think you lay the 5.5. I think it's one of the better plays on the board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell.
Let's go.
Shout out to Preston. Hit me up, man, at the Colby D on Twitter, man. We'll meet up and buy you a beer, courtesy of SGPN. Folks, that's our show. CJ Sullivan's on Twitter at CJ Sullivan _. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. The College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Don't forget to check out the College Basketball Experience, which will be going live in about 35 minutes. Also, the Bottom Line Bombs, right? The bottom
Subscribe to the Bottom Line
Bombs
Bombs right now.
Over there, subscribe. They talk whatever's hot year round. All right, you guys talking Lane Kiffin, talking NFL playoffs, you talking all this shit. What are you guys talking?
Talk it all, and we get those slides moving.
Do you talk at all? Really though? Is there a deep dive on, say, Colorado,
let's go.
Montana Tech?
All right, now we don't talk at all. We don't talk at all. I don't want you fucking bringing back anything. This is insane.
That's why you subscribe to TCE, folks. YouTube.com/The College Experience. Hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, this is the College Football Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot.